AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Johnny Porter's in studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hyundai of Yuma. They are sponsors of the show, advertisers, all that kind of thing. And, I talked to the owner yesterday, actually, too, about community involvement and his, his desire to stay involved in the community, which he does, and it came to light, he's doing the Miss America pageant, Miss Yuma County type stuff. As well, I've gone to functions with him on, when they do those dinner auctions for local charities and all that kind of stuff. I've been involved where he buys a table and I'll go with him and stuff like that. Oil changes to veterans. I know he's helped donate cars to privately just to different religious organizations where somebody needs help with a car and, fix up a trade-in or something for somebody just for basic transportation stuff. It does a lot in the community. Helps out and always in all the parades and helping with those organizations. So it was nice. But short of that, he sells a car that has America's best warranty: 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years, 100, and of course a dedication to customer service and all that. So go see Hyundai of Yuma for all of those needs. So. Today you've got Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, yeah, David, Mr. Perez, as they call him in class. He'll be here about 6:30 or so from the Yuma Taekwondo Center. I took the adult class last night, so we could talk a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll have to join you.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was great. I got to hit mitts. Like the boxers do, like the MMA guys. It was fun. It was great to hit the mitt.
Okay.
Like a boom, boom.
So
those are my sound effects.
So you walked away feeling like you were.
Oh, I was a champ last night.
Yeah. Look at you. Rocky Balboa, right there.
Exactly.
Somehow, okay.
yeah. Like whatever.
That's all good. I checked the newspaper this morning. I just haven't looked at it. I got behind again. I do all my work and everything like the day before and all that stuff, in the morning and all that. And I come in and read, but, I got phone calls and I was diverted, but wind and rain in part of weekend's weather forecast. Did you see some of those forecasts coming where, where thunderstorms and all that?
That are coming? I saw that there was a microburst in Tacna yesterday.
Yeah, I talked to Paul yesterday. He was down there in Tacna when that happened, Paul Rachels, and he said, stop sign was twisted and one was tore down. And I mean, that kind of force when you start tearing down stop signs. I don't know how much damage or whatever, but they got hit by the rain and microburst a whole bit. So
last night there was like 5 or 8 roofs that were ripped off.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bad stuff down there with the microburst in Tacna. And I don't know. Is that in the paper today? Yeah. Intense microburst hits Tacna area. I didn't even look, but yeah, oh my gosh, there's stuff laying all over the ground, wood, lumber, roof truss laying on the ground. That's not good. Red Cross set up stations and all that kind of stuff out there. But yeah, Paul called me right away.
Oh, okay.
He lives out in that area, and he said, why does this stuff always miss Yuma?
It's strange that it does, but it does.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's okay. I don't. But Tacna. I'll tell you, those people, they're tough.
Oh, they're tough.
Yeah, they're not.
They're a different breed out there in Tacna.
You hear about people call 911 if the McDonald's doesn't have French fries available. And they'll call 911, lay in the road and cry. These guys have the roof blown off, and I'm sure they well, better get a hammer out. They take care of each other. I mean,
yes,
it's farming, it's agriculture, it's stuff, but that's tough, and they need some help. Out there, it's good the Red Cross to show up and stuff. I mean, who knows? Probably knocked power, water.
Yeah, I heard there were some power outages and.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be hitting with more of the same, and hopefully not the microburst, but
it's monsoon season.
Yeah, weather coming through, stuff like it. It's already been hot and muggy, buddy.
Yeah, but we haven't had the rain and the thunder and the lightning and.
We can use some moisture. As you know, Lake Mead is going down, and unfortunately, this drought is. We've had a bad year, and I'm going to have Wade Noble come in. Now he's a lawyer in town. I've talked to him, and he's great to help the show, be part of the show for some legal issues and stuff. And thank you, Wade. That's awesome. And a nice thing too is he's much seen as an expert on the water issues. He's always been water issues, and has gone to all of those, been engaged in all that stuff. So that'll be a great addition because there'll be a lot of questions. As Meade continues to suffer, there's going to be starting to be restrictions, and those restrictions are theoretically don't affect us, but everybody fights for everything.
Yes, sir.
So theoretically, it doesn't affect
us. That doesn't mean much right now.
It doesn't mean that someone's going to interpret it differently and look at it differently or ask for, that was written during a time when, we didn't have critical race theory, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, and that's why we need Wade to talk about it. And I think it was him that one time said, I was at a water meeting years ago back when I was supervisor, and I attended a lot of water meetings and stuff, and I think it was him that said something like the contracts and the laws and everything are all fine and good, but if someone has a shovel upstream and diverts it, then it's something that could happen in spite of all that, and then you have to go and fight for it. Yeah, keep in mind we're 200,000 people, and they're 3 or 4 million, so their political power is going to be greater.
Yeah, which city is it? Queen Creek or that wants our water? I forget.
Well, no, that was one that was transferring some water or something to a different issue, but it was a problem in that transfer of water is a red flag to all of us in that if it can be done, then we're vulnerable.
Yes.
Now, Queen Creek is not the same as us. It's not a water district like we have. And there's some rules in those water districts about transferring and all that. And those were done before the state was a state. That was done as a territory with the federal government. And so they've been around for over 100 years. Doesn't mean they can't be challenged, which I think they constantly are. But I think that's one of those Mark Twain things that whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting for, taken to the West. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of questions, a lot of things going on. Because the person that gets hurt, who gets hurt? If Lake Mead cuts back water, the people that give it up are those that are last in line. Yuma's first in line. Like, we got water rights before anyone else. So we're first in line. Theoretically, our water rights are secure, theoretically. The ones that get hurt the worst are the ones that are last in line. Now, the ones last in line is the Phoenix area, because they did some trades with California. California, Nevada, and Arizona all sharing this pack and all that. And some expansions were done. I think it was a Salt River project or something. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it's them that did some work with California. I don't know. And they traded for last to get something done. I don't know. So they would be the first to be hit. So, which represents, millions of people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And
a lot of power.
Well, and that's the scary part. Is that they're going to, we know the law, but are we just going to let these pools drive up? Are we going to stop watering our golf courses? Those won't be the questions. The questions will
but those will be the behind the scenes.
We got thirsty children. That's the question. Okay, it's not going to be the pools and the golf courses. It's going to be. It's going to be. We've got thirsty children. Are we going to let these children die from dehydration? Well, that doesn't mean you have to take all the water. It doesn't take much to water the kids. But it is an issue, and of course, Phoenix and Scottsdale and others. They want to continue to grow and expand and build houses, and you can't do that if there's not a water supply.
Mm.
So it would hit an economy that has a lot of political clout. And they said, wait a minute, we want to build new hotels with pools in them, and let's get Yuma's water. And believe me, that's conversations that go on.
Mm-hmm.
So
when is Wade coming on?
I haven't scheduled it. I'll give him a note today and schedule something for next week or two.
That'll be an interesting conversation.
That we can, and I want him on more than that. Just as something to bring credibility to the show when legal issues come up. You say, look, Wade, got a legal issue. I think I know the answer. Help me out.
That'd be great, man.
Oh, gosh. And that's what John Monroy used to do.
Yes, sir.
Still mad at him over dying.
Yeah, you should be upset.
Good friend and a good guy.
He would bring his dogs.
Yeah, he's a caustic Detroit guy that just spoke his mind that I just really appreciated. And unfortunately, John died way too young from a heart attack or something. He was in his 50s, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd had a bypass or something at one time, years before the heart attack, and thought everything was okay, but something happened to him, and just a shame. Look, Johnny, when you don't have a lot of friends, losing one's a big deal. Mm-hmm. So, with John gone, I've never reached out to another lawyer because John was unique. A lot of lawyers, some of the things they always tell their clients, don't say anything, right? And like if there's an incident, a car accident, or someone accused you of something, don't say anything.
Which is probably great advice from a lawyer.
Well, it is, but they usually take their own advice and don't say anything, so it's kind of hard to get them on the radio.
John loved to talk.
Yeah, John was a talker, mm-hmm. and he knew what he was talking about, and was he over the top at time and stuff? Yeah, that just made him more fun. Actually, a lot more fun, and just enjoyed him. But he's one of a kind. I don't think there's another John. Mm-hmm. And Wade will not be John, and that's okay. We need to relax.
Tone it down a little bit.
Wade will be measured a little bit more, which is okay, and that's all right. But he's not he's willing to open up and
I'm looking forward to it.
And I think he is. He's a guy that gives to the community. Boy Scouts, always helps out. Still does, and but he's a community guy. Helps the Republican Party, rewriting some stuff, and he's just a community guy. That's the kind of guy we need. It's really nice. Some news on Havana. Cuba and stuff and that, and these demonstrations that are going on in the United States and in Cuba. And I don't know if you've seen some of the YouTube stuff that's in Cuba.
Some of it.
Some of the stuff that's really shocking, is that they're carrying American flags and screaming for liberty and this stuff like that, which is really it's heartwarming to see the American flag used as a symbol of freedom. Unlike in our country, recently there's been groups that have used it as a symbol of
oppression,
of non-diversity, of white supremacy and you burning it or anti-cop and again, I think we need to do a trade. We need to trade citizens and stuff. Let's take the Liberty guys up. Mm-hmm. But some of those videos that you've seen are getting people that are demonstrators are being literally picked up off the ground by people and hauled off.
And never seen again.
Probably. Many of them have not been heard from. I don't know if they're going off to re-education camps or off
Could be.
Who knows. But they're obviously authority of some kind because they're not citizens, doing it, but they're dressed in plain clothes, which is typical. Like Venezuela and others, they've all done that. They dress military types or police types in plain clothes, and they're thugs out on the street to stop free speech. Which in this country, there's a faction that wants to stop free speech in this country also. They haven't got to that level yet, but those are the next steps.
Yes.
Cuba's matured in their anti-free speech. Well, it hasn't gotten missed by the Cuban community here in the United States that still has ties to Cuba and still wants freedom for Cuba and still wants help for Cuban people. And Miami Beach Representative Maria Elvira Salazar said that Biden has refused multiple meeting requests.
Oh, wow.
And she's a little Havana in Florida. And she's a demonstrator that covered in theatrical blood and gagged and handcuffed stuff, and chained, to demonstrate, things that the Cuban people are going through. And Biden won't even meet with these people. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Yeah, Russ. we may not be at the point where they're dragging protesters off the street in plain clothes, but we have our version of that in Antifa and BLM. And there were a couple of conservatives that had scheduled a speech near L.A., and they got their speech venue canceled them, apparently because of a push from the far left. They went to another one, I think it was in Anaheim. They canceled them too. I went to a third one. They canceled them, and the city government said, well, we're for free speech, but we have an obligation to uphold our values and not let other people, spout stuff that we don't like.
Seriously.
Yeah, that story is pretty well around.
Colleges have been doing that for a while, in that Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all, well, they'll start threatening riots and stuff, so they'll cancel it for safety reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that the Republicans or the conservatives are unsafe, but they bring an unsafe venue with them because the left will cause
demonstrate
mayhem.
And break things and threaten people.
Right.
And that is, that's direct violation of free speech rights, and it only happens in those venues where the Democrats control the political system.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise it would not be allowed.
There has been colleges that say, okay, the conservatives can speak, but you got to pay a bunch of money for security, which they won't charge for the Democrats because Antifa and Black Lives Matter will protect those. But you got to hire private security because the colleges don't want to pay for it. And so only Democrats get to speak at some of these colleges.
And this is a public. These are public venues in the Los Angeles area. We're not talking about colleges.
These are governments.
We're talking.
Well, hopefully there's
talking about these public venues that are private. Like that somebody hires so they can give a speech, and then at the last minute they cancel out because we can't have you speaking around here.
Hopefully there's lawsuits that are flying on these things, and they get up to the Supreme Court.
There may well be, but I mean, this is right out. This is the kind of stuff that happens pre-totalitarian regimes.
Yep.
They have their thugs, as you talked about, threaten people and not allow them to gather or to speak or to protest. They're only going to allow one side, the side they want out, to be heard. It's just opposite of everything this country was founded on, and it's being applauded by the left.
Well, and we need to resist that, push back against it, and allow all speech, and including conservatives, Republicans, Democrats. It doesn't matter. And on this show, I don't screen people out.
No, you don't. This radio show is a beacon of free speech.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that when you say we're not there yet, we're getting close.
Well, and that's good. And that's good. That's good to know, though, because it's essential we push back now. That we
have to. Yeah,
we fight. We fight for the freedoms that we've enjoyed and maybe have taken for granted a little bit.
Now, I usually have better homework on this, and I could give you the exact names involved.
No,
I just called in instead of having everything ready. If you like, I can send you a text or something with names or a link.
You're doing fine, but I'll give you a quiz later.
All right.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we're going to quiz Dean. Mm-hmm. But he'll be ready. He's a studious guy.
Yeah, he is. He always comes prepared.
Well, and normally on gun issues, because his gun issues is what he writes about. He's a journalist for a gun magazine. So he loves the subject. He really, and you can tell. I mean, it's a passion that he does that. In fact, when I had guests in town, he gave shooting lessons to the kids. And he was well equipped. He had a lot of little .22 rifles and pistols, and he already had all the setups for the targeting and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, he's quite a guy. But this Maria Elvira Salazar down there in Florida, she said, Joe Biden, Cuba wants freedom. And, hold on, wait a minute, that was not Maria, that was someone else. But it says, They need freedom. They don't want vaccines. They don't want food. They need freedom. That's what the Cuban people deserve, and that's what they want. And he's in reference to the Biden administration comes out real quick. Oh, yeah, they're protesting because they can't get the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
What? What are you
there
talking
are
about?
some that are protesting that. To be fair on Biden, I have seen video of people asking for the vaccine.
That's part of their laundry list of lack of liberty and freedoms.
Exactly. There you go.
But they zero out that one. Is that like that's it? That's the one. And no, it's not.
You
It's
couldn't
not
have
one.
said it better. That's part of their laundry list of things they want or need. But
Yeah.
freedom is the thing that gets it there.
Maria goes on, and she was a Telemundo journalist who represented Miami Beach and all that. Now she was a representative. She says, we are very frustrated. We are very upset because we have called respectfully, told Biden administration that this has nothing to do with the political parties. He will not meet. But they've already, Mayorkas has already said completely.
Yeah.
Do not come by sea. We will stop you. We will not let you come by sea. Don't do that. Now, they don't say that on the southern border.
Well, she has, we're talking to she, the vice president, has said that, but very late into the issue. Once
She said it once while she was in Guatemala because the Guatemalan government probably was pushing her on why don't you do more. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Exactly. But they're not doing anything to stop the southern border at all.
No, the thing's wide open. They won't do anything. In fact, if anything, they're doing all they can to open it more.
Yes.
And I don't know how many people have died, but we've had more than 15 in this area that have died coming across. Mm-hmm. It's dangerous, and all that. And I think we're leading people here. The mayor of Miami, Francisca Suarez, the Cuban people have no means to defend themselves. It's so sad to see a lack of U.S. leadership. Now, my guess is, and Mayorkas and Biden and all that, they know the Cuban people are more in line with conservatives and freedoms and small government. They don't want that.
No.
They want people to come independent, not independent.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my observation. That's not what they're saying.
It's not just your observation, even though it is your observation. It's the observation of a lot of people right now.
Same reason we're not taking the interpreters out of Afghanistan and just letting them get killed, because they would be very conservative, very much open to freedoms, and they were very in tune with the military, what the missions were and stuff like that. And they are generally conservative voters. Mm-hmm. So they're just getting killed. 17,000 that have committed their lives actually to helping the United States in its endeavor in Afghanistan. And now they're hung out to dry because we withdrew.
Hung out to die.
Die, exactly. Because we withdrew, and we were their protectors because they absolutely gave information and understanding and intelligence that will get them killed.
And then it goes from that right back to the red tape, like, oh, we only have so many visas available. You have to wait.
Oh, yeah, Biden gave the rhetoric, oh, yeah, we want to help them, but then he won't.
Yep.
And there's groups of people that will, but I think it has to do with the, are they conservative or are they, it's all political. It shouldn't be. None of this is political. Mm-hmm. This is about helping people, but...
yes, it's about doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing, exactly. We need to take a break. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
A steady increase in clouds and along with it a better chance of rain, and that means our temperatures will be getting cooler over the next couple of days. A stray thunder shower possible today, 108. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, breezy, 105. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and known for guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
In today's Farm and Ranch headlines from AgNet West, Vilsack says we need more resources now to prevent wildfires in the future. More after this.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona. Stay up to date with accurate local and national agriculture news on this station or by visiting us online at agnetwest.com. Get even more connected by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching at AgNet West, and our team of Brian German at Brian German AgNet West and Danielle Leo with at D Leo AgNet West.
The Agriculture Secretary says a significant investment now in forest management and the hazardous fuels removal would reduce wildfires, save lives, and save billions of dollars in the future. USDA's Gary Crawford has comments from Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack in this next report.
The Biden administration is asking Congress for
a significant increase in the Forest Service budget that would allow us to accelerate significantly hazardous fuel removal from our forests,
which is key to reducing the number and severity of wildfires. But Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack told reporters this week,
we've not been able to do that because we've basically been taking those resources and fighting the fires.
Taking money each year from the Forest Management Fund to pay for fighting wildfires, of which he says we've already seen over 35,000 this year. And
we have close to 20,000 people that are employed right now as I speak, fighting about 91 major fires across primarily the northwestern part of the country. It's an expensive proposition, and in the long run, we would all be better off if we invest strongly in management.
Vilsack said to do what it takes to reduce the risk of wildfire on 1 acre cost about $1,400, but
it takes $50,000 to put the fire out on that same acre.
Again, that was USDA's Gary Crawford reporting, and I'm Danielle Leal reporting for AgNet West Radio Network.
This month, Hyundai of Yuma is out to buy as many used cars as they can to increase their pre-owned inventory. The best part? You don't have to buy a car from them. So no matter how much you owe or how many miles are on your car, just bring it in and get a free car appraisal. It's that simple. It's a quick and easy process. If you like the offer and have the title for your vehicle, they'll give you a check. If you owe money to a lender, they pay it off. Either way, you win. So come in today to Hyundai of Yuma and check out what your car or truck is worth. If you like the offer, then sell it to us. If not, at least you know what it's worth. It's totally free and easy, so come in today and help us achieve our goal to buy 100 pre-owned cars locally. Hyundai of Yuma, located in Yuma, Arizona, the sunniest city on earth, and is a proud, thriving Yuma Strong business. Call them today to set up a free appraisal at 928-344-1100 or just walk in and say, buy my car.
Customer responsible for any negative equity. No accidents on title history. See dealer for details.
Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros have been serving Arizona for over 20 years, and we're here to remind you that, yeah, we got tires for that. We also do alignments, brakes, oil changes, AC work, inspections, preventive maintenance, and more. Get your tires at any of our 4 Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros locations, or use the Tire Finder online at edwhiteheadstirepros.com to choose the perfect tire, or make your appointment. Free pickup and drop-off for a hassle-free experience. Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros. Yeah, we got tires for that.
Grown-ups devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. Take responsibility for your family's future and get your estate in order. Call my friends Sean Garner and Adam Hansen, attorneys at the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen. Sean and Adam believe in giving free education to help people make smart decisions about their assets and leave a legacy for their family that they can be proud of. Schedule a consultation today. Visit yumaestateplanning.com.
United Nissan is making it easy to buy a new or used vehicle this summer. We've been stocking up our inventory with trade-ins, lease returns, and quality used vehicles. And now we're ready to unleash these deals in the valley. Visit UnitedNissanImperial.com today and browse our huge selection of trucks, SUVs, and sedans. All readily available at the palm of your hand. Shop the car you want, where you want, and get the price you love. Come by and say hi or shop us online at UnitedNissanImperial.com.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. It's 6:34. Johnny Porter's in studio.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Good morning.
You called our friend Dave to come in and say hello this morning. It was nice.
David here from Yuma Taekwondo Center, YTC.
Which you know, he's a neighbor. He's right down the street. You know.
Oh yeah, from Precision.
I walk my dog right by your place all the time. You know. Well, we stopped for a little potty break right there in your front yard, but I don't know if you noticed. But you're right down the street right there on, what is that street? What is
18th.
That? Is it 18th?
18th Place.
Place, okay. I knew it was something different. It wasn't straight to say 18th Place.
Correct.
Right down there. And how long you been down there, Dave?
I've been down there a little over a year now.
A little over a year.
Correct.
And you took over this this business from your instructor.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for quite a while.
Correct. Yeah. Matter of fact, July 18th marked 10 years.
10 years that
reopened.
You reopened.
Correct.
Okay, because it was closed.
Yes.
At one time, and you reopened it and all that stuff. You've been 10 years?
Yeah.
Where were you located before this?
Oh, a couple different locations.
Oh, you moved around.
Correct.
Are you in a good place now?
I believe we are, yes.
Yeah, you think you're going to stay there a little bit?
I definitely hope so, yeah.
Okay.
It's a great
It
building.
is getting big, though. The classes are getting big, so.
All right. And I've been over there to talk to you, and I've sat through some demonstrations and stuff and all that stuff. But you're big on safety.
Oh, yeah.
On personal safety. And stuff like that. In fact, you were teaching some girls at the time, just that, on how to protect yourself, and those kind of things, and make people feel more confident and comfortable, and also how to run, gets help. It's not about just becoming a master of MMA fight or something, but just what you do some of that too.
Correct. Right. I do a little bit of, I've done a little bit of.
Pull that mic directly in front of you. The mic.
The mic.
Oh,
yeah.
right
Get it
in front of
right.
you. Yeah.
There you go.
Good.
Okay. You've done a little bit of what?
Some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Matter of fact, I just went and took vacation, did the Enzo Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, things like that. But, law enforcement, self-defense, and through the years, I was, law enforcement. So,
do you ever train anything with weapons at all?
Yeah, I have, yes.
Okay. And I've been to some classes in the past where weapon training is part of it, and along with the jiu-jitsu or the judo or whatever the heck, the martial arts that of the day.
That's right. Yeah, the martial arts of the day. Yeah.
Whatever that is. All of them have some similarities, I'm sure.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
But sometimes weapons are a part of it. About the handling of those, and which I think I think it's great. Nicole Wilkinson is an instructor on firearms, which I think is wonderful, and she does a tremendous job of getting to know the firearm and all that. But then I think to go that extra step on how to use it in close quarters and how to use it and to make sure that it stays in your hands.
Yes,
because and we've all seen those movies where somebody pulls a gun, somebody, and then the other guy takes it from them. And I'm sure you teach that.
Yeah, I teach getting away.
Right? Getting away.
Getting away.
Well, and that's a big part of it, is just to survive it.
Correct.
You're not going to try to take on everybody in the bar room. Thing is how to get out of it.
That's correct. Yeah, we're not Jason Statham. That's for sure.
Great. But yet kids also.
Yeah, absolutely. Kids,
that's the best way to start young. How old is young enough or old enough?
Hey, there's been a lot of years in research in this one. I started teaching about 4 years ago, 3-year-olds.
Seriously,
yeah, 3-year-olds.
That's the Little Dragons program that you have, right?
Correct. Yeah, the Little Dragons is 3 to 5 years old.
They're the cutest little. Oh, it's so great to watch them. Seriously,
and a lot of it is understanding situations and understanding the movements and how to handle or push away or throw or whatever the martial arts that you're working with. But it's about pressure points and leverage and all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Even at an early age of 3, times evolved. These 3-year-olds are, I think, a little bit different than 3-year-olds when we were 3 years old. Kind of like just looking around, looking up at the sky. These guys are.
I need to now. I'm a dance grandpa because I take my 4-year-old granddaughter. She just turned 4. 4-year-old granddaughter to dance, and I have for 2 years dance. And the disciplines, the strength, the stuff that she's been doing, I think, would be very helpful as a start to adding.
Oh, absolutely.
To all that. She's used to being in class. She's used to those kind of things. And if she can study all those dance moves, I think she could study others. And I think she'd have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you start the 3 years 6-year-olds with Taekwondo?
Correct. Yeah, it's all I mean, what I teach is Taekwondo predominantly.
And how's that different from judo or karate or what people are used to? What is Taekwondo?
Well, Taekwondo is a self-defense martial art. So right from the beginning, you're learning a block before you learn any other strike. So what I like, what's the biggest difference is just timing and distance. Instead of closing the gap, we're wanting to create space. So by either blocking, kicking to get away.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I think I've been in tune to Taekwondo more than most martial arts, even though they're all great.
Sure. Now there's competition in Taekwondo too. I mean, there's places to go for competition to do that. What's the competition look like? Is that if everyone gets away, then there's nobody on the mat.
Explain yourself, David. How do they fight?
Yeah, so Taekwondo, they learn how to engage for a period of time, but also be able to recognize those opportunities to escape. So when we do competitions with karate tournaments, open karate, we just did one, here recently, and I thought that was great. And anyways, so yeah, we go to competitions all over. Karate open karate schools that accept other martial arts schools to go compete. So it's
from what I've seen, it's the philosophy to create the distance and then create the gap. But he also does teach, once you learn that, then you go in and how to strike and do what you got to do. And it's interesting to watch a Taekwondo go against karate, because karate just comes in with the punches, and Taekwondo is more of the kicks to create that distance.
Yeah, and I took judo for a while, and it too was more self-defense oriented and how to get out of a situation versus how to dominate one.
Correct. Yeah. And, I think the biggest thing, like even with judo, as a kid, I took, jiu-jitsu and judo from a sensei in Missouri. But I think the biggest thing is we were doing like hip tosses.
Yeah.
So we were absolutely closing the gap to be able to, wrap basically. So putting our arms or shoving our arm underneath one to do it like a hip toss.
Correct.
Taekwondo, we don't do any hip tosses.
Oh, you don't?
No, we basically do like a foot sweep or a leg behind to make just a really quick temporary contact.
Of course, we did that in judo also.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. There's those simple blocks or those simple takedowns.
But also judo was big at choking you out. I mean, that was a point. You got points for choking somebody unconscious. I thought that's a cool class. I like that one. So I got choked out a few times.
Oh, did you?
Like. Oh gosh, yeah, that was part of it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You're good.
I signed up. I was like, oh heck yeah, go ahead, let's do that.
That's awesome.
But it's part of that sport of of that, and that's. You get extra points. That's wins the match.
That's right. Yeah. And collectively, being around for quite a while in the martial arts field, I think it's awesome. Every martial arts has its advantages and disadvantages. I think I can't really say anything bad about any of the martial arts. I just stuck with Taekwondo.
Well, many of them, and the senseis I was working with were jiu-jitsu black, 4-degree black belts, as well as judo 5-degree whatever something black belts, and all those kind of things. I mean, they do practice more than one discipline generally.
Correct.
Just like you said, you just took some working with some jiu-jitsu guys, which
yes.
you're not going to start out with a white belt even in jiu-jitsu, would you?
Oh yeah,
you do. You have to start out with a white belt.
Oh yeah, every time you step in foot to another dojo.
I think your progression is going to be a little bit more advanced than. It's not. Because your disciplines are already there. It's just a matter of adding some new ones.
Yeah, I think that's what's interesting about Taekwondo too, and that's what's interesting about what we do is once they reach, black belt, black stands for knowledge,
right?
In Taekwondo and in most martial arts, right?
Yeah.
So what I like to do at that point is I like to give the students the opportunities, and we'll go train other schools. And as a matter of fact, we just recently, my son went to.
Yuma Top Team, the one we had in here with Wheezy's doing the event,
yeah, and that's great. I mean, the camaraderie and the respect and the mutual respect was awesome. So I like to give those students that have reached a certain point in Taekwondo that open knowledge to go and train and learn other systems.
Now, Yuma Top Team is to be something what they call mixed martial arts.
Correct.
Which it says, okay, I'm going to take this from this guy and that from that guy, and then we're going to get paid in Vegas.
Yeah, that's the dream. Right? That's the dream.
That is the dream. you
So
know.
I took the adult class last night, and that wasn't Taekwondo, and I'm grateful because I feel embarrassed to start off as a white belt. I got an ego, but we were doing, I don't know. It's just my kids started off as a white belt, and it's so funny. They keep telling me like, "Dad, go in there, just start as a white belt, just do it."
I like the white belt. It kind of matches the jacket.
Yeah. In Taekwondo, they call it dobok, right?
Correct.
But anyway, so what do you teach in the adult class? What was that? What do we do? Is that kickboxing?
Yes.
All right.
So the adult class is more kickboxing oriented, off of Grandmaster Bill Wallace, who's Superfoot Bill Wallace, or known in the martial arts community as Superfoot Bill Wallace.
So I could come join Johnny and kickbox with Johnny.
Correct.
I think it would be great.
We could put that on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, it was. So my kids have been doing it for over a year now, and they have the adult class usually after my kids. And I've been embarrassed and kind of shy to take the adult class. Yeah, I
don't care.
Then, thank God, David is a little persistent. He was like, "Okay, tonight's the night." He was telling me, "Here it is," and I said, "Maybe," and he said, "Maybe," and I was like, "Well, what if the world ends? You never know."
I just run up and say, "Go ahead, choke me out." I don't care.
But no, I went last night and it was great. So that's kickboxing is what we're learning. Okay,
correct.
It's awesome.
It was cool. I got to hit mitts. So that's the best part is when you get to hit the mitts.
Well, I'm waiting for someone to hit back.
He did hit back a little bit. That's part of the training.
That's what you're going to feel, Johnny.
Yeah, he was my partner. He taught me to do the defense thing where you put your hands up.
Well, after you get slapped a few times, you're going to be doing that pretty automatic.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Anyway. I think that's what it is. But can you explain a little bit of the kickboxing?
Yeah, absolutely, man. The adult class of the kickboxing, boxing is obviously in the word kickboxing. So we start out with learning the basic, 6 punch drill, which is, jab, cross, hook, and uppercut type deal. And then we get into the basic kicking, front kick, round kick, side kick. And that's about it. And we add those together and we do some kickboxing. So it's pretty awesome. You get the best of both worlds that I love, which is A, using your hands, and B, using your legs, So
do you think I could get to a point where I could compete in kickboxing? Do I have what it takes?
Everybody can.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, absolutely, man. You definitely have what it takes, and we're getting there, right? So
everybody. I mean, you just pick someone at your level.
Mm-hmm. So me and you, we're gonna.
No, I was thinking the 4-year-olds.
Yeah, I get
Johnny, your level, man. That's where we're going.
Dragons, but,
yeah, we're gonna put some dragons in there against you.
But it was fun. I felt good afterwards. I actually had more energy afterwards than going when I went in.
Awesome.
Like I couldn't sleep last night. I was like, what am I going to do with myself? I don't know what to do.
I need to walk down the street and punch somebody.
No. So I did take a private class with him, and then as soon as that, when you put the boxing gloves on and the punching, that's what gets you. It gets you hooked because you're just like, yeah, let it all out,
Physical fitness, and let's talk about that. And that's a big deal. Physical fitness. Do you consider this a physical fitness program as well? I mean, is this something that you push people to do physical fitness, or is that part of what you're doing?
No, it's part of what we're doing. Yeah, okay. Absolutely, physical fitness.
Okay, and that's you get the heart rate up and lose a few pounds.
Yeah, heart rate up, circulation, mobility. You get to definitely use a few pounds, especially.
His favorite saying, and I've heard it for a while now since I've been taking my kids, is you're going to make that fat cry. Make it so right? You're sweating, so that's making the fat cry. Cry. Yeah, it cried last night. I had to take a breather, man.
Johnny, how come you didn't call me, man? I was home. I'd come over.
We're going to do it. Yeah. So when is the classes, the adult classes?
So adult classes are Monday nights from 7 to 8. Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. and Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
So 3 days.
As long as I get to come by and hit something.
So Monday, if you want, we're going to do it. You said 7 to 8 on the Monday.
Correct.
Jesus.
Let's do it, Russ.
I need to get in a little bit of shape. I mean, I need to lose a few pounds.
Well, round is a shape.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But that's not the right shape. I don't think that we're going for.
I'll come in and talk to you.
We'll leave some sweat angels on the mat.
So, yeah.
But no, it was very fun, and it's cool that you teach more than Taekwondo. That you're teaching the kickboxing and stuff. Because, like I said, it would be a little bit difficult for me to get in with Taekwondo. It's like that journey, but then right away with the kickboxing, you just feel great.
Yeah, I need to. I mean, I've been walking the dog. That's about the most exercise I get, just walking
Really?
the dog. Yeah, that's about it.
How long did you take the judo or whatever? I think it was with
I was in there
Carlos.
for 6-7 months or something with Carlos, and I was having a great time. It's just that I shattered my right shoulder in California. It had nothing to do with judo, and that kind of slows you down. And then when I got back from that, I was doing an exercise with a young kid, and they weren't watching real close, but the kid, because I was old and fragile, he thought I was fragile. Rather than just throw me onto my back, with a hip toss, he was holding me up, trying not to let me hit too hard because he was afraid I'd break. When he held me up, he held up my right arm, and so I turned and landed on my left shoulder and broke free of this collarbone, which is still sticking up. They won't fix it, and I don't need to have it fixed. I mean, for me to function is fine, just like it is. It just makes me look deformed.
No, you look fine. No,
but I can go back and do it. But those two things slowed me down. Otherwise, I would have never broke away. But having those injuries just slows me down, and no good reason not to go back. But I was in CrossFit at the same time that I did the right shoulder, because I did that to get ready to go to Camp Pendleton to work with the Marines. I was embedded as a journalist, and I just wanted to surprise them.
Gotcha.
Which I did. Surprise them
with your physical fitness.
Yeah, and then they were. I mean, I had drill instructors coming over shaking my hand because I'm here. I was 58, 59, and I was actually doing some of those things that would have passed me as a recruit. I was hitting the area of like passing.
That's cool,
and
man.
they come by and say, well, "What the heck, man?" And I told them I'd been working out, getting ready for this thing. And then they said, "Well, we'll get you tomorrow." And they did. They put me in a very tough drill with some tough, and that's when somebody fell on my back and shattered my right shoulder.
Oh.
and they felt bad about it, So good. They felt bad, but I had a corpsman check it out. Said there was no. It was broke, but there was no, bone extruding, no bleeding. No. Nothing to set or anything like that. It was in place, which is normal of a shoulder injury.
Okay.
And they put me in a sling and said, "Okay, we'll take you to the hospital." And I refused it for 2 days. I wouldn't go because I just hiked the Grand Canyon with a bunch of veterans that got blowed up in the war, and they were telling me about their injuries and all that. And I'm saying, I'm around all these Marines. I'm not going to be, because I got a little shoulder injury, run off to get X-rays or anything. I'm good. I couldn't sleep. I had to sit up all night because I couldn't lay down. It was too painful. But I wasn't going to quit.
Wow.
I couldn't do something. I couldn't fire the weapon. It was M16 training that afternoon. I couldn't do it because I couldn't hold a gun up to my shoulder. It wasn't going to happen, but I would not quit. I marched. I stayed with them. I stayed with the crowd and went to the graduation. And I even had General Bierman come over at breakfast the next day. Said, "Mr. Clark, I'd be happy to drive you personally over." And I said, "Well, thank you so much, but I think every officer on this base has already made that. And I appreciate it, but I'm fine, and I'll get it checked out when I get home to you."
Well, so I don't think we'll have that type of injuries in kickboxing, but hey, let's do it Monday. No. Does it sound like he would be a good student, David?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think we could definitely do some one-arm drills.
Oh no, mine were just a unique circumstance. The Marine thing had nothing to do with training. The training thing was a kid that was trying to do the right thing, and I broke away from the class a little bit. I mean, I was off to the side, and I had Troy watching, and Troy's not a sensei. Otherwise, he'd have stopped it. Whatever. But that was okay. I mean, it wasn't the fault of the class. I had broke away a little bit.
But can you do? Are you well enough to do punching with both hands right now?
Hell yeah, man.
Okay,
stand up. I'll show you.
I love this radio show, David. This is great.
This is, man. I really appreciate you guys.
Not a problem. Well, I'm running out of time, David. So how do people get a hold of you?
So they can get a hold of us by coming down to Taekwondo Center, Yuma Taekwondo Center, 661 East 18th Place. Phone call, 928-388-8609, and we'll make it happen.
All right.
Oh, you could also find them on Facebook.
And on Facebook. And Taekwondo. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming in. I'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
Labor is a two-way street. First, it's earned. Second, it's paid. In the air conditioning business, it just went up 10% again. I tell my techs, let homeowners know about the York factory parts and labor warranties. An out-of-warranty AC part costs many times more than yesterday's AC parts did. Ask your AC tech about our York extended factory labor warranties.
Give Air Central a call or just log on to acyuma.com.
You send your children to school to learn math, science, and other courses that help them succeed. But not everything can be learned from books. That's why in-person school is so important in a child's development. When attending school in person, children learn confidence. They learn how to lead, how to make friendships that'll last a lifetime, how to discover and grow. Those are some of the life lessons that only happen in person. To help your child get ready for in-person school, visit readyforschoolaz.org.
Introducing the newest and largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Looking to sell or trade your car? We're always in need of quality used vehicles and will pay top dollar for yours. Our local professionally trained service technicians will inspect your vehicle and give you that extra peace of mind while on the road. United Toyota, located on Highway 86 between Imperial and El Centro. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com.
Ronnie's Pizza, proudly serving the best in East Coast style pizzas and hoagies in Yuma for over 41 years. Ronnie's is the home of the Philadelphia cheesesteak and the 28-inch party pizza since 1980. They've been using recipes that have been handed down for 3 generations. Come try a cheesesteak sandwich, stromboli, and of course, our famous pizza. Call 782-6842. Visit us at 2059 South Avenue A or check us out at Ronnie's Pizza Official on Facebook. God bless and thank you all, Yuma, from Ronnie's Pizza.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Tax the rich, feed the poor, tell their
AM 560 KVLU. Russ Clark back with you at 6:57 on a Thursday morning. Johnny's still with me.
Good morning.
So it's nice to see Dave. I have his desire to go punch you now.
Yes, let's do it. I got punched last night. It was great. It was good.
It's all with gloves.
Yeah,
and
we got
protection and
I
stuff.
had the gloves on.
So,
and
I've got a 7 o'clock call I know coming up, and George is going to call in. I can't. I got to look and see what he is. Ernest Stevens, chairman of the National Indian Gaming Association, is going to be calling at 7:04.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Gaming Association.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I got it on your Twitter.
I'm curious as to how that is changed since COVID or whatever. I mean, that's an industry that's been it's been hurt like many of them.
I would imagine
during COVID shutdowns and all that kind of stuff and all that's going on. But that's where George is right now. George Braun, as you know, is an attorney, lobbyist, all that kind of stuff, and he's working with some tribes and working with them over in Vegas. He says, "You want me to have a few guys calling?" I say, "Absolutely." Just
I know we have some interesting things coming up locally here at Paradise Casino. They're changing things up, and
are they?
Yeah, they're going to have where you can bet on sports games, on UFC, and I'll probably get one of my buddies that's part of that gaming industry to come on. He was telling me about a lot of exciting stuff.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know what they're doing. I'm not much of a gambler. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't gamble. I think I've lost $20, and I said this sucks.
I'm not really good at it. And I've played Texas Hold'em or something. So I just kind of donate to the people and just have a good time and everything. But I'm not I mean, I wear everything on my sleeve too. I can't hide my emotions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
you wouldn't be a good bluffer.
I'm just not.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to play cards and win, play with me. I'll be back after this. AM 560 KBLU. It's Russ Clark.
From the 1 hour air conditioning and heating studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
A spike back up. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. More people needed unemployment checks last week. 51,000 more jobless filings than the week before.
419,000 initial claims were added for the week ending July 17th. The estimate was for 350. We were looking for a new pandemic low. We did not get it.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. This is COVID cases rise back up another 52,000 yesterday. The third time over 50K in the past week. The numbers are nearly triple what they were 2 weeks ago.
If you're vaccinated, you're not going to be hospitalized.
President Biden at a CNN town hall in Ohio, again urging the nearly one-third of American adults who haven't gotten a COVID vaccine to get one. There's concern about nursing homes where many workers haven't gotten shots. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more live.
Dave, the CDC investigated Delta variant outbreaks in elder care facilities in Mesa County, Colorado, which is a COVID hotspot. The Associated Press reports that at one facility, 42% of staff were still not vaccinated, compared to about 8% of residents who didn't complete their shots. Howard County, Indiana health officials have also reported the COVID deaths of 7 residents at a facility where less than half the staff is fully vaccinated. Nationally, about 59% of nursing home staff have been vaccinated, significantly lower than the roughly 80% of nursing home residents who've had their shots, according to Medicare. Dave.
Tanya, China is again denying COVID leaked out of a lab, rejecting another World Health Organization probe in Wuhan. A lot of Republicans in Congress believe the lab leak's plausible. Congressman Darren LaHood tells Fox Business.
China has been arguably deceitful, non-cooperative. They've been non-transparent. What we need is an evidence-based investigation.
There were a few more COVID cases at Tokyo's Olympic Village today. Now 91 officials and athletes have it. Ahead of the opening ceremony tomorrow, also, the ceremony's director was fired when his past jokes about the Holocaust surfaced. America's listening to Fox News.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? A recent stash of 1866 to 1899 $10 gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-386-8018 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty struck from 1866 to 1899 at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold coins minted in the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is 122 to 155 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-8018. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-386-8018 now to secure your 1866p to 1899p gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-8018.
Great news for people who receive WIC benefits. The Arizona WIC program is increasing your benefits to $35 per month to buy more fruits and vegetables. Now you can buy even more sweet potatoes, bag salads, oranges, apples, and so much more with your Arizona eWIC card. Did you know that canned frozen fruit and vegetables can be stored for months and are easy to add to your favorite meals? If you have any questions, visit azwic.gov or call 1-800-252-5942 to find out more about this change. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
Eldorado Broadcasters is now hiring a paid intern 20 hours per week temp position starting fall 2021. We're seeking someone interested in exploring a career in the operational side of broadcasting, focusing on news digital platforms. Should have strong computer, social media knowledge, an interest in gathering and producing news stories for on-air digital presentation. College student eligible for school credit is preferred. Please send your resume to hiremenow@edbroadcasters.com. Eldorado Broadcasters is an equal opportunity employer.
United Kia wants to buy your vehicle, and we'll pay you top dollar for it. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Don't wait and miss this great opportunity to sell your car for more than it's worth. Bring your car to United Kia on Highway 86 at Ayton Road for a quick appraisal and drive home in your new ride or with a heavier wallet. United Kia will buy your car. Visit UnitedKiaImperial.com today.
You have a website for your business?
I just use Facebook. I don't have time to make a website. Keep it up. All that work. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I used to think that, but I found freewebguys.com and they built my website for free. They host it, maintain it, and even market it for me. Now I'm getting new leads from it every month.
That sounds too good to be true. What's the catch?
No catch. You get a free website from freewebguys.com. All you pay is hosting, marketing on Google, and you get guaranteed leads every month.
Where do I get this again?
Get a free website built for your business at freewebguys.com.
AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark back with you. Johnny's in studio.
Good morning, Russ.
And I have George on the line with the guest. Good morning, George. How are you?
I'm pretty good for a whole week of conventions. I must have walked 100 miles, and it feels good, and I've been meeting people. You don't know how much, for people like me, one of the animals that goes to conventions, trade shows on a regular basis, this year and a half of not being able to go has just been death to us. You can only do Zoom for so long. You actually have to, accidentally run into somebody who knows somebody else to really understand it. Anyway, today we have a really great guest. His name's Ernest Stevens. He's the chairman of the National Indian Gaming Association. He took it over. Rick, I'm sorry, I don't have the name in front of me right now, who passed away. Anyway, we had a memorial for him. He's going to take us into the future after COVID. Are you there, Chairman?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I'm here, and I'm the. I took over. I was elected to this position in 2001, following in the footsteps of the late Rick Hill. Rick Hill was known as Chairman Emeritus. When he retired, he was given the Emeritus title. Rick Hill died about a year and a half ago from heart disease. He was a tribal chairman for us, and he was the front man. I was a young man in my 30s, like an understudy to him, as him and two of his colleagues established the Indian Gaming Presence in Washington, D.C. in the early 1990s, and we had a beautiful memorial for him at lunchtime the other day. And again, he's my Boys and Girls Club director. He was tribal councilman and tribal chairman before he was chairman of NICA. And again, died tragically. I think he was about 67, but he was the face of Indian gaming early on in our early challenges and battles and advocacy and growth, and mostly prosperity and good things for our community.
Right. Hey, and Ernest, this is Russ and Yuma. Thanks for being with us. And I have a question for you. But being the chair of the National Indian Gaming Association, I know all the tribes are independent entities. What does a national chairman do? Does it try to coordinate to where there's some similarities or some consistencies in all of the gaming associations?
Yeah, well, unfortunately for some of the businesses, they think I'm the guy. If they just talk to me, then they can, walk into casinos and do all the business with all the tribes. But it's a little bit different than that. That's why we bring folks together. That's why people are here in Vegas now. This is the best window to bring our teams together. And then if folks want to join as associate members or buy a booth or be if you're a major sponsor, you see them hanging around with us up near the stage, and they get their signage and all those kind of things. But so we try to do our best because, like you said, each and every sovereign is a different business, a different entity, a different region. But my task, aside from that, we try to put the business in touch with the tribes and try to create opportunities for Indian business, tribal enterprise, or businesses from the outside world doing business with Indians or hiring Indians. So it's a big, giant, awesome machine that we're starting to try to just now get back on our feet again post-pandemic. But, my job technically is the voice in Washington, D.C. on behalf of the gaming tribes. And that's, in addition to this big trade show, we have our meetings and our get-togethers. Some are closed door, and some are open to the public so we can let everybody know what we're doing. And that's how we do our work. And, in this new era, we've been doing a lot of Zoom calls and a lot of virtual. Matter of fact, we had our mid-year meeting on a virtual setting in last fall. So this is what we do, and this is a great opportunity to be on our feet again. And, a national chairman is nothing other than a person who works for the leadership, my task, and the task of my team, and the executive board who run this organization, who oversee my role, is to feel the pulse of Indian country, to be the voice of Indian country, and be prepared to sometimes react. But in our mode, in this day and time, we like to be proactive and like to be ahead of the game. So we're always working and trying to do our best to educate the leadership and their staff and their teams. Washington, we're nonprofit trade associations, so we walk both sides of the aisle. The folks I work with are in both parties, and in both parties, you'll find long-standing champions of folks who are either from Indian country or from those regions, or just flat out understand the Constitution and the law of the land as it relates to sovereignty, tribal government gaming.
Well, Chairman, you also have basically what we've always wanted for the sovereign tribes is basically an embassy. It's about a block away from the Capitol Hill Club over by St. Patrick's there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I like that word. I like that word embassy. It sounds real important, but technically it is. But we're more like the Washington D.C. is more like in our neighborhood, because as America's first people, we've had a long-standing relationship with the United States of America as sovereign within the sovereign. And my people, the Oneida Nation of Wisconsin, are known to have saved George Washington, and he was in a real bad place at Valley Forge, and allow the colonies to be able to get back on their feet. So I don't know if we want to call it an embassy. I like to call it Indian country. So we're right on 2nd and C, and we're right across from the Library.
Well, we also call that, over at the USDA, we've always said America's first farmers, or the Indian tribes, who got us through the first winters.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, and that's what we did. We didn't have immigrations. We didn't have those kinds of processes. We as long as they were not warlike or not harmful to us, Indian folks showed that the new settlers the crops, the way to harvest them, to handle the seasons and our traditions and our culture. And the Constitution is kind of mirrored after what we call the Iroquois Confederacy, which is the 6 tribes in the upper Northeast that are governed since time immemorial by a political and religious process. And so they missed a few parts in our Constitution, and they're still just now catching up to it. One of them being obviously the equal process and learning how to address the times. But the main one is in our Constitution, the women are equals, if not more influential. Women are very respected, and there's no chief decisions by the chief without conferring with the clan mothers and the women in our leadership. So we're proud that we had something to do with helping America be established. But it was that because we were established. It was that because we are America's first people.
Well, you honored Margot Gray, as a matter of fact, one of the founding members of the women gaming, was one of the leaders in this at lunch the other day also.
Yeah, I'm friends with Margot for many years. My wife and I are great friends, and We've climbed this ladder. We've walked this walk, working side by side. Margot's an Indian business person, and she's a retired. I think she's retired, either state trooper or sheriff's deputy. But she's an Indian business owner, and she is somebody that has advocated tribal economic development. I sit on the board with her, with our partners this week. The National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development is running their conference right side by side with us, and we sit on the board together. Margot's has been a strong advocate for Indian business, and she's also obviously been very influential and drumming up the leadership amongst our women leaders. And, you know, that's something that's very valuable to all of us. In Indian country, Native America, we always yield to the women's influence and their knowledge. And, you know, I was raised by I have a beautiful dad. He's in the nursing home at Oneida, Wisconsin, but I was pretty much raised by his mother and my mother. So women have a very strong influence in our world. Margot's no different. Margot's, again, a great friend of myself, of my family, and she's always on the front line ready to go. When we need help, we need advocacy, we need work. But her thing really mostly is, as a small Indian business, helping create jobs and more Indian economic development in your country through Indian business and tribal enterprise.
Chairman Stevens,
okay, go ahead.
Okay, since you mentioned business, and gaming, of course, is a business, and do you represent just the gaming end of it, or the entire package, which, you know, is entertainment, it's dining. There's a lot of things that go into the casinos and the attractions, waterworks, those kind of things. Do you put that whole package together?
I don't know if I understood your question. You mean,
well, when you discuss it with the business end of it, and, you know, a casino, a standalone is not normally what you get. You usually get a casino that has a restaurant, a casino that has a hotel, a casino that has so many other attractions other than just the gaming.
Well, you know, I have my undergrad is in criminal justice, and I have a master's degree in management. And I went to Haskell Indian Nations University for my associates. So I've got a lot of different educational background, but I certainly can't take credit for all these different economic opportunities. They usually, here's an example. We had a major gathering yesterday where the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians from Michigan brought in their principals from Wahlburgers. And so these partnerships exist all over. I think George Lopez, our good friend George Lopez, has restaurants in some of the casinos. There's Wahlburgers. You know, there's all different kinds of opportunities and partnerships that go on. And basically, the tribal government is the one that oversees it. But in a lot of cases, there's an LLC that's involved, or some kind of holdings, and that's what the Little River has their own holdings, and they do the business with these other entities. And so I'm planning on next week going to Little River and getting myself a Wahlburger. So so we have, and you know, a couple of these places really either have these little malls in their, those strip malls in their casinos, and then or they're located near them. So yeah, a lot of partnerships and a lot of different, you know, partnerships not just through small businesses and enterprise, but you know, we had to, in our world, when we first set out to do this, we had to understand how to not so much empower, but to be partners in this economic opportunity that relies through gaming. But we have to take advantage of what that machine brings to our community. So jobs, 700,000 jobs before the pandemic, if you include direct and indirect employment. So these kind of things, you know, are machines, and I think we're a $35 billion industry before the pandemic, and it looks to me like we're on our feet. We're kind of head back and try to get into that same kind of position before. But so Indian business and enterprise and all these different offshoots that support us, that's what gets us from like 300-some thousand to 700,000. So these are very important, very essential, because not everybody's a gambler, you know. Some people just want to go. I'm more of a cuisine kind of guy than I am a gambler, because I always lose my money, but I always come out with a full stomach. You know, and I'm going right from here. Going to change my bag out and drive to Four Winds Casino in New Buffalo, Michigan, and watch the Beach Boys. You know, so there's so many great things, and while we get similar to Vegas, we kind of our own different worlds. So we really don't compete. As you can look around here the other day, George, there's a whole bunch of Indians here, or our team here, and we love Vegas. But you know, what we create in Indian country is very unique. It's very safe, and it's a little bit different, like more of a tourism aspect. It's a different angle of tourism. So I don't really even think we compete with Vegas. I think that you know, we have our own unique arm of economic development. We're really excited about where we are and trying to get ourselves to the new normal and do safe and careful and try to work our way off this horrible pandemic that's been on our shoulders for so long.
Do you ever, and Chairman, did you ever talk about the impact on the local communities? Because, you know, here, and we have two tribal entities here that both have casinos, but the local impact is really jobs. I mean, the economies that they create doesn't just remain on the tribe itself. It employs people and brings people to the community at large. Beyond that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, those numbers are phenomenal as far as it relates to that. And it also helps folks understand understand Indian country, because a lot of times are spent in just showing people who we are and the true aspects of tribal government gaming, why we are sovereign governments, who we are as America's first people, and why we do what we do. And I think that's really, you know, an important aspect. When I was a young man, I was an understudy to Rick Hill. But my other mentor was a guy named Ernie Steve Sr., and he really showed me what we need to do to build those relationships. Like, you know, because I didn't think that, you know, we're sovereign governments. You know, when the churches and the states start paying taxes, I'm good with that too. And my dad said, no, that's not quite how it works. Don't make those kind of examples. He said, just understand this, that we create jobs for the folks around us. We are sovereign governments, and as long as those governments recognize our sovereignty, we can make agreements and arrangements with them that will help us all do business together. So what happens, while we're employing a bunch of their members, we also started the process of writing municipal agreements, different kinds of agreements that, I don't like the word in lieu of taxes, but for sure, it makes sure that we cover the bases and the services are provided to us, that we have these type of payments to our service agreements that allow them to be able to freely provide services, whether it's ambulance or fire. You know, my dad said, you know, made it clear to me that if something happens at the casino, we need a fire truck. Those folks are there in 3 to 5 minutes. Policemen, you need policemen wherever you go. Those guys are there in a couple of minutes. And so those agreements that we've established with our local municipalities and villages and stuff have really helped us protect the industry and work together. And hey, you know, a whole bunch of their folks are working for us. And I really think that this economic engine through tribal government gaming has helped the world grow, help us to understand and appreciate each other's communities, and help us to be as one in the world we live in, rather than, you know, on the reservation or we do this, you do that. You know, nowadays, like I said, 700,000 jobs, people working together, understanding each other, and helping make this world a better place. And in spite of some of the turbulence you see over the years, I think America keeps growing. America's a better place, and a lot of that has to do with the leadership in Indian country.
Absolutely. George, we're running out of time, my friend.
Okay, do we have a website, first off, that we can go to get some more information?
Yeah, IndianGaming.org, National Congress of American Indians. Any one of those is pretty easy to find. We got our stuff out there, and again, it's you know, we're really excited about what we brought to Las Vegas, and people respect us and appreciate, take care of us here. But you know, we come here to establish a strong message, is that tribal government gaming is getting on its feet again, and we are part We were the 11th highest employer going into the pandemic in the whole United States, right up there, Walmart and Target and all these big employers. We were the 11th highest. I'm not sure what the stat is now, but if we're not back there, we're headed back there, and we want to go beyond. And
well, $35 billion industry. This is fantastic. And Chairman, we want to thank you, and we want to thank your assistant, Rick Granquist, and Diane Maxori, who introduced me to you. But thank you so much for coming on this morning, and you're going to take the tribes out of this stronger out of COVID. You think everybody will go forward?
Oh, we are. We get vaccinated every day. We're wearing our masks, and we understand. That's my main message here. We're back on our feet. We got those nice barriers, acrylic barriers, with all kinds of safety measures in Indian country. But the bottom line, nothing matters if we don't get our folks vaccinated. So we're getting our vaccines, we're wearing our masks, and we're going to take Indian country and the world around us into the new normal. And that's our goal. And that's what we're here to say. That's what we said throughout the whole conference together. We're Indians and non-Indians alike. The Indian gaming family, tribal government gaming, and the leadership that is in front of us, we're going to follow them into the new normal and make the world a better place.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the time. Take care, buddies.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day.
In today's Ag Business Update from AgNet West, explaining agriculture to everyone. More after this.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona, bringing local, statewide, and national headline news right to you on this radio station. Let our team of Danielle Leal,
Budget revisions put surplus to good use for agriculture,
and Brian German,
Salmonella outbreak report points to adjacent land use.
Keep you informed here, weekdays over the radio airways, on our Farm City Newsday podcast, or online at agnetwest.com.
Producers and others in the farm sector are increasing their concerted efforts to explain the whys and hows and importance of agriculture to everyone's daily lives. USDA's Rod Bain has comments from Hannah Thompson-Weeman of the Animal Agriculture Alliance and a dairy producer, Ben Sowers, in this report.
The continuing efforts of the farm community to communicate what agriculture is all about and why it is important to everyone grows more important each day. And that means utilizing a variety of strategies and innovations to facilitate education and dialogue.
It's so important for us to understand who our consumer is, understand where they're going for information, and figuring out how we can make sure we are very easily accessible and easily found.
Hannah Thompson-Weeman of the Animal Agriculture Alliance says while farmers young and old are turning to social media,
we see social media as a growing area of opportunity for producers to really embrace.
And other web-based tools, others like Maryland dairy grower Ben Sowers rely on basic one-on-one, down-on-the-farm discussion, visits, and experiences with visitors.
We do open our farm up 365 days a year. They come feed the calves, watch the cows being milked. We give a lot of tours.
Again, that was USDA's Rod Bain reporting, and I'm Danielle Leal reporting for AgNet West Radio Network.
Navigating HR issues can be time-consuming and extremely expensive. Make sure your ag operation is managing employees responsibly with AgSafe's Agricultural Human Resources Certificate Program. The online program is a self-paced course that focuses specifically on agricultural human resources and helps manage the human and legal risk of the industry. Through grant funding, the program is being offered for just $50 through August. Visit agsafe.org/AGHR to register today. That's agsafe.org/AGHR.
Wokeness is destroying America. In just a few months, Biden has taken America from energy independent to gas running out. And now most of us are paying 50 to 75% more at the pump. Arizona, blue ain't your color. This is Dr. Bob Branch with the Power of Fives. Conservative candidates will need an army of volunteers to make this state red again and to defeat wokeness. Please go to thepower5s.com today to find out how to volunteer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Corporate earnings boost Wall Street. Saudi Arabia's state oil company targeted for ransom. Used car prices are easing, but only slightly. Those stories next. If you're like me, towels just didn't seem to dry anymore. When you were in the store, they felt smooth and soft, but at home, they just didn't absorb very well. That was before Mike Lindell found the best towel company right here in the USA. Just go to MyPillow.com and enter my promo code DOBBS for deep discounts on these soft, thirsty towels that actually work. They're made with USA cotton. They come with a full 60-day money-back guarantee. A 6-piece set of these soft MyPillow products includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths in your choice of beautiful colors. Regularly $109.99. Now $39.99 when you enter my promo code DOBBS. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the new radio listener specials, and enter my promo code DOBBS for deep discounts, or call 800-977-9152 and tell them Lou Dobbs sent you. On Wall Street, stocks moved higher for the second straight day, recovering from Monday's 700-point drop in the Dow. Investors responding to more corporate earnings updates, Chipotle, Tex-Mex restaurants, Coca-Cola, and others. And at the closing bell, stocks were higher. The Dow Jones Industrials rallying almost 300 points. The latest major company hit by extortionists is Aramco, Saudi Arabia's giant state-run oil corporation, hit with demands for a $50 million ransom by cyber extortionists who claim they possess hacked data from an Aramco contractor. The price of used cars that rocketed more than 40% in 2020 shows some signs of easing slightly, but the supply of vehicles has shrunk and costs of other products and services continue to rise. Please join me 3 times each weekday for my updates from the Salem Radio Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Clouds, rain, and cooler temperatures. That's what we're dealing with over the weekend. Today, only a straight thunder shower, 108. Tomorrow's dry, breezy, 105 the high. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and known for guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Great news for people who receive WIC benefits. The Arizona WIC program is increasing your benefits to $35 per month to buy more fruits and vegetables. Now you can buy even more sweet potatoes, bag salads, oranges, apples, and so much more with your Arizona eWIC card. Did you know that canned and frozen fruit and vegetables can be stored for months and are easy to add to your favorite meals? If you have any questions, visit azwic.gov or call 1-800-252-5942 to find out more about this change. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. Wait times now for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes. At our selected ports of entry, there's no delay at Calexico East at the moment, but at Algodones, the wait is an hour with 1 lane open. Same story at San Luis, a 1 hour wait now, 1 lane open, and Calexico West, 45 minutes with 7 lanes open. Get detailed up to the minute wait times for the ready lanes, century lanes, commercial traffic, and pedestrians at our station website link or bwt.cbp.gov. That's bwt.cbp.gov.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you and Johnny Porter's in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, a couple nice interviews. Let me change subject to COVID for a minute.
All right.
And I did notice yesterday there were negative numbers in COVID in the paper. Or it was, actually, I get it from the county first. The county sends me an email at 3 o'clock every afternoon.
Yeah,
let me know what it is.
I had made a joke about it that COVID's getting so bad, people are coming back from the dead just to see what's going on.
Yeah, well, look, the COVID numbers were negative yesterday, negative 20 new cases and a negative 2 deaths. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, they're coming back, man.
It just means they were misreported. They're trying to do some corrections.
Yeah, there's little asterisks next to them that explain what happened.
And I got a note from Kevin over at the county.
Mm-hmm.
Mentioning the TACNA microburst, and there's some people out there that, obviously have had some issues. He said, could you direct them to the county website for help and stuff? So,
cool.
That's good. And I'm sure Kevin is all over that, making sure that...
yeah, Kevin's great at that. He has a lot to do with FEMA preparedness.
Out in Welton wondering, what are we going to do at least check the website, see what's available, and he'll help direct you. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing well. Good morning.
Great. Listening to your show earlier, talking about the water and different things, that's facing our wonderful community and the state and like 6 or 7 other states, Lake Powell releasing more water so that Lake Mead can fill up so that it can continue to generate electricity and send electricity to California so they can plug in their electric cars and go down the road. Okay. It just seems that we have a bunch of people that are supposed to be looking out or watching over that have, I think, taken a nap during their job. I mean, obviously there's not a lot we can do to make water. I mean, we just have to pray and hope that we get the snow that we need and the rain that we need to fill up our reservoirs. But in our state, there are so many foreign entities that have come over to buy land to grow their alfalfa, strictly to load it in a container and ship it back to their country. When they buy this massive amount of land, they also buy the water rights. And then sometimes they buy the water rights or buy the land just to give the water rights to somebody else that's misusing our water. And I think that's something that as a state and other states need to take a look at and make some changes on it.
Well, and there's a couple issues there that, there's people buying up land to use it to buy alfalfa or grow alfalfas into the country, and I don't care about that. I think it's fine. That's bringing commerce, business, employment, and that's a good use of our natural resources here locally. They're using tractors and gasoline and all that stuff. And all the stuff that we grow right now, whether it's wheat or corn, in the Midwest, or cotton, much of it is exported. Our lemon crops here are exported mostly. The stuff that we grow here that is dates, and these date farms, mostly exported. Exports are not a new deal. We export a lot of the seeds that we grow here, and a lot of these crops that go to seed are done in such a way that they're exported. So, I mean, we would shut down a lot of exports. I mean, the manufacturings are exported. There's a lot of things that are exported. So, I don't get too excited about that.
Well, when they buy our land and use our water to grow something that we're not going to use here at a time when we've got to be a little more careful with our resources. I know it's a double-edged sword, because then you want to say, well, now you want to control entrepreneurship, and I don't believe that's right either. But we've got foreign entities that it's like a big it's like Walmart. Walmart comes into your community, opens up a store. Yes, they employ. Yes, they do. But they, their money gets put in the bank and goes to another bank over in Arkansas. It doesn't stay at a local bank. In other words.
Yeah, but not the money they use to employ people, not the money they use to buy equipment or have equipment repaired and all those things. That's just part of normal commerce. So I don't buy the argument of it just going overseas. Much of what we do goes overseas, and we buy stuff from overseas into this country. So
we buy a lot more. We buy a lot more overseas to this country than what we export out to our.
Unfortunately, so we shouldn't cut off the exports that we do have, for sure. But I'm in favor of continuing that practice of exporting and importing. But it makes sense in a lot of areas, including with crops. And there's a lot of crops that go overseas right now that employ tons of people here.
Yeah, but the landowners are local landowners. They're not, That's
right.
where I'm coming from. The land people that own the land, they have a vested I'm not going to get the opportunity, but they're vested in this community. There's a lot of wonderful farmers in this community that they own the property, they farm. How they sell their crops, by golly, they got to make money so that we can continue to eat off of what they're growing as well. Not against that. It's just the people that come from another country. Strictly, they're not selling that product here. Granted, they use our gas. Hopefully they buy our tractors. Who knows? Maybe they come from somewhere else. I don't know. But I'm just saying is, it's something we need to take a look at. Now, as far as our local people, that own their property and have owned it for years and farmed it, I mean, we're blessed to have a wonderful farming community here, and I take my hats off to them. It's just the ones all around us that are coming from another country to buy our land, to buy our water rights, to grow a product and ship it out of here, and not even have an opportunity to do there. But that's just something I'm just saying. Take a look at. Water. You can't go buy it. You can't. We rely on God for our water. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
So I think it's a precious commodity, and we need to be a little more careful with it. And on another hand, real quickly, weapons of mass destruction. They continue to come across from the southern region of Mexico into our wonderful United States to make their travel all through the world. So I think we should build a wall to keep out the weapons of mass destruction.
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons to make sure we have an immigration policy that works. And what we got doesn't work right now. We're just opening it up to anybody and everybody. But when you say weapons of mass destruction, you mean the drugs?
I do.
Okay.
I think we can all agree they are weapons of. When you stop and think about how potent fentanyl is, and you stop and think about what a little bit can do, and they're catching people that have coming across with 2 and 3 pounds of it. Well, there's what do they call it? Chemical warfare. I mean, that's
biological.
what that is, right?
Chemical, yeah.
Right.
Biological was a virus. This is chemical, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chemical warfare, and that's a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to pitch it to the American people that don't want the wall because of the immigration part. Let's pitch it as do you want somebody in your family to die of an overdose, taking something or doing something? I mean, or do you want to take the chance that when you go turn your water faucet on, that it's not laced with something?
Well, a lot of good reasons to make sure that we go back to the policies that were working and complete the barriers that we were putting up that force people to go through the ports of entry, where we can regulate, who's coming, who's leaving, and those kind of things, which would be good for everybody.
And you hear a lot about people complaining how they were careless when they went across the sovereign ground of the reservations, and I believe in respecting burial ground, whether it's a sovereign nation's burial ground or our burial ground, here locally. That should be an untouched thing. But if you follow the wall, and I'm sure you have, you'll notice that when you jump on the bank right there, like on 16th Street and the canal or the river, and you follow it down, as you get close to the Cocopah Reservation, I believe it would be. Yes. Yeah. You notice that the wall stops, right?
Of course it does. Yeah, it stops. Yeah, it stops for quite a few miles. Yeah.
But what do they have?
They just have some barriers, Normandy type barriers or something, but
the Constantine wire roll around on the little X things or whatever. It just goes all the way around, and then you can see where it comes back, where it says that.
Yeah.
We need to finish that wall.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
And there's negotiations to do that, and believe me, it wasn't a priority right away to do it, because the feeling was we were going to continue building, and that we would show the tribes that it was to their benefit to help protect that border. And I think those talks are still undergoing, even though there's no building going on. I think they don't like the illegal immigrants funneled through their property either. So I think that thing will right itself if we get back to work on building this barrier.
No. And that's when I say building a fence, the wall, I'm not, but they've got their works. I mean, my golly, when you have 300 and some miles and you got a couple of areas where you have the Constantine wire, it's a lot easier to patrol that little area than it is to,
it helps, but it's better if it's complete. It's better if it's complete.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but because we're waiting and we waited another 3 years, and we got a million people in the first 6 months this year. Let's just say we continue to do 1 million every 6 months. That means by the time we get ready to do it, we'll have another 7 million people in there illegally.
All right.
So
I appreciate the call, my friend.
Have a good day.
Take care. Bye. I need to take a break. Before I do, though, I want to mention that Kevin texted me. He said, don't forget the county Facebook.
Oh, that people can go to the county Facebook and find out what's going on.
As well as the website.
TACNA.
Yeah, and just take a look at what they're keeping up with on...
I'm sure they got a list of resources. And
the Facebook may be more immediate, as far as information, but I don't know.
Seems to be where people go more regularly, so Facebook.
Yeah, that social media that I don't like anymore. I don't. I mean, I don't like what they've done as far as barring and limiting.
You're talking about shadow banning and
limiting speech and all that, and banning people and all that.
And our White House is admitting to telling Facebook who to ban.
Yeah, they're coordinating with them.
Yeah, they're coordinating. They're telling them, we don't like these guys, get rid of them. It's misinformation.
Not even legal, and it's dangerous. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
The Oak Tree and More, your quality furniture store. Enhance your home with beautiful decor, quality furniture, and so much more. Family owned, The Oak Tree and More. Saving selection, customer service, and more. TheOaktreeandmore.com. The Oak Tree and More, your quality furniture store.
Summer heat is on the way. Time to check or replace your air conditioning system. This is Russ Clark from my friends at Quick Refrigeration. Yes, new systems are still 30 to 40% more efficient than a unit 10 years old. So call Quick Refrigeration, your trusted technician, keeping you cool since 1955. Also, experts in plumbing and tankless water heaters. Don't wait until your AC system goes down. Call the best in town, Quick Refrigeration.
Quick refrigeration, quick refrigeration. We get you cool quick.
Introducing the newest and largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Looking to sell or trade your car? We're always in need of quality used vehicles and will pay top dollar for yours. Our local professionally trained service technicians will inspect your vehicle and give you that extra peace of mind while on the road. United Toyota, located on Highway 86 between Imperial and El Centro. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com.
Great news for people who receive WIC benefits. The Arizona WIC program is increasing your benefits to $35 per month to buy more fruits and vegetables. Now you can buy even more sweet potatoes, bag salads, oranges, apples, and so much more with your Arizona eWIC card. Did you know that canned and frozen fruit and vegetables can be stored for months and are easy to add to your favorite meals? If you have any questions, visit azwic.gov or call 1-800-252-5942 to find out more about this change. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
Truckmates, Yuma's Fix Up Your Pickup Truck Store. Is Yuma's home for snug top shells and lids. Snug Top, designed and manufactured to the highest standard. Industry-leading quality and trend-setting design that protect and complement your vehicle. That's Snug Top. Truckmates is also your Line-X spray-in bed liner dealer. Line-X, #1 in America for spray-in bed liners. With nationwide warranty coverage, is now available and installed by Yuma's most experienced spray-on team at Truckmates. So protect your vehicle inside and out with Line-X spray and bed liners and snug top shells and lids at Truckmates. Truckmates is also your home for BDS suspensions, the highest quality aftermarket suspension lift kits, leveling kits, and accessories for 4x4 off-road truck and Jeep enthusiasts. And BDS suspensions are backed by the best lifetime warranty in the industry. BDS suspensions, Line-X spray and bed liners, and snug top shells and lids at Truckmates in its brand new building, same location, 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. Wait times now for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes. At our selected ports of entry, there's no delay at Calexico East at the moment, but at Algodones, the wait is an hour with one lane open. Same story at San Luis, a 1 hour wait now, one lane open, and Calexico West, 45 minutes with 7 lanes open. Get detailed up to the minute wait times for the ready lanes, century lanes, commercial traffic, and pedestrians at our station website link or bwt.cbp.gov. That's bwt.cbp.gov.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Thursday morning, 7:48. Johnny's here in studio.
Good morning.
I got the phones on hold. Do not call. You're not going to get through for a minute. I want to talk about some of the COVID thing that the White House is pushing right now. They're pushing mask right again. Now, Matt, you remember he took the mask away because he was trying to get a diversion from something else. I don't even remember what it was at the time. They said, oh, yeah, the mask we don't need anymore. And he got the CDC and everybody to agree all of a sudden. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody agreed. Don't need the mask.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick decision.
Yeah, and the World Health Organization, CDC, and Biden all agreed the same day. Yeah, we don't need the mask today. And I guess I created a gift to divert from something else. I don't know. But scientifically, no one's ever shown that the mask works. In fact, if anything, scientifically, the studies all say do not work. That's what they show.
Yeah, and you're talking about even Fauci's original letter, talking
everything.
about all of everything.
But they've done studies. Even MIT did one recently, but they've been doing studies on it forever, and they're just they're not effective in stopping a virus.
No.
Okay.
But spittle, they will stop.
Yeah, it keeps you from coughing on somebody in big globs.
The spittle.
Big deal. That's virus is airborne. It goes through the mask.
Well, yeah, they're not airborne in that sense, but they're airborne in the fact that they can go through the mask, yes.
Yeah. Well, and they're doing it. I think it's a punishing thing. I said they're reportedly weighing whether to formally urge vaccinated Americans to once again mask up as the country experiences an increase in the number of COVID Delta variant cases. And they're using the variant of Delta, which is a mutation of the original. It's very similar, but it's going to have a few things a little different. And is there more of them? Hey, yep, numbers show there are. But the White House is hesitant to implement policies that would explicitly mandate people show proof of their vaccination status, which, of course, there would be riots because that's against the law right now.
Yeah, there's riots right now in France because France has made it so if you're unvaccinated in France, you're not even being able to go to a coffee shop here soon.
Well, they're doing that. They're trying to do that here, but they've done it through businesses by strong-arming businesses to do it.
Mm-hmm. There's some in Arizona that are already doing it.
Sure, and that's a private business. They can do what they want. But start coming from our federal government, it's wrong. Can't do it. One idea reportedly thrown out was to ask Americans to wear a mask when vaccinated, and unvaccinated people do not congregate in crowded places. So you have no right to congregate in crowded places to protest, I guess.
That's going to be
And then what do you have to show your papers? We're going to run around showing our papers? Hey, I see you got more than 10 people here. Show me your papers.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. It says and here's the numbers I want to talk about. I want to talk about some numbers.
Yes, sir.
This article says the cases have nearly tripled. Now, that's fear porn, not untrue, in the U.S. in recent weeks, putting yet another strain on hospitals and exhausting doctors. Now, that's not true.
That's not true, yeah.
The cases may have tripled, but just like the cases of the 6 Democrats that fled Texas and asked for asylum in D.C., they 6 of them got COVID. None of them are hospitalized.
No.
They're not even showing symptoms, but they got COVID.
Yep.
And yeah, they've been vaccinated. That's probably why they're not showing symptoms, and that's probably why it's a mild or nothing case. In other words,
Delta variant is milder by definition because every variant is milder than the original.
that is generally the case, and this one is absolutely showing that it is consistent with that generality. Yes. Then it gives the numbers. It says over the past 2 weeks, it's moved to more than 37,000 on Tuesday, 37,000 new cases on Tuesdays. I'm sure that's a real number. I've looked at it. It's a real number. And on July 7th, it was only less than 13,700. I double-checked that number. It was actually 16,000. But the case made, it's more than double.
Okay.
It's more than double. Health officials are blaming Delta variant, showing vaccinations. Barely more than 56% of Americans receive vaccinations of at least one dose. And that's what they're pushing. They're pushing this, and that's why they put the fear out there. They're showing, oh my God, it's almost tripled, which it's a little more than doubled, really. But it's but it is a fact that it's up. In fact, here's some numbers. I checked to July 21st, which was yesterday. It's actually up to 42,000 new cases, and I'm looking at 7-day averages, not spikes and valleys, but 7-day averages, which is what they were using. 42,068. I looked back just a little while ago, just last month on April 13th. It was 72,000 on April 13th. And it went down to 16. There's no question. And then it went back up to 40. No question. On January 11th this year, it was 255,000 new cases. So it's come down quite a bit. And see, these are some recent peaks. Then I looked at deaths in America. What was labeled as deaths. And sometimes they're negative numbers. I don't know how we figured those in. July 21st, it was 254. Back on April 13th, it was 745. So that number is continuing to drop.
Yes, sir.
And on January 11th, it was 3,376. So it's gone from 3,376 back in January, and now it's in July, just 6 months later, 254. And we're scared. Well, the Delta has not shown an increase in deaths.
No, and from the science, if you could read a scientific paper, it's not going to, because it's a variant, and it's a weaker variant. Every variant is a weaker. So, and you're right. So when they use numbers, it's numbers to point to a
and it's going to show them a point. Yeah,
exactly. It's all about the narrative you're trying to push with that number.
I looked at the Arizona numbers on July 21st. We had 1,090 new. On April 13th, we had less. It was only 767 new cases. So it's a little bit higher. It's 300 higher than it was. On January 11th, we had almost 10,000, 9,500 almost, 9,429 on January 11th. Deaths in Arizona on the 21st, yesterday, 8. April 13th, 16. January 11th, 154. So it's gone from 154 just in January to 8.
Yes.
And with the Delta, the new Delta, it's still showing the same trajectories. It's like single digits trajectories in Arizona.
But if you watch news, you think this is it's the scariest thing that's ever happened.
We need to go back to lockdown for what? Because someone's going to get a cold.
And I sent you the screenshot yesterday, I believe, of Mitch McConnell saying we need to go back to lockdowns, and he's a Republican.
I saw that. I haven't seen the I haven't read the article. I don't know what his rationale.
His rationality was that the vaccination numbers aren't good enough. So he's saying that we need to get vaccination numbers up, or we're going to go back down on lockdown. That's
curious as to why they're pushing vaccination. Everything is trending down, especially the deaths, the hospitalizations. We don't have a COVID ward anymore.
No, I check with the hospital daily, and just to go back on the negative numbers on the county, there's asterisks you could read below, and I know you know that.
Yeah.
Just for the listeners, you could read why there's negative numbers on there.
Well, because they overstayed or dowstayed or something. They found something wasn't true, something like that. So the numbers are. It's all fear porn at this point. They want to get you vaccinated so bad. There are going to be threats. We're going to go back to mask, or we're going to have to go back to lockdowns. We're going to lose business. You got to get everybody. So we're all telling our neighbors, our friends, you got to go get vaccinated to save the economy.
Well, you saw yesterday in the town hall what he said. It's going to have to come from pressure in the community to get parents to vaccinate their kids. So he's telling community to go out and pressure. That's horrible. I don't think that's not the America I grew up in.
We've had a lot of it, but there's some personal choices out here. I mean, we don't see that kind of pressure to get people to quit smoking.
No, and smoking numbers are high. And here's the thing: we don't see flu numbers anymore. All you see is COVID numbers. So
I've been told that the CDC is not releasing those numbers for national security purposes.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's national security, and that doesn't make any sense. That the flu is.
Why can't we know the truth? We can't know the truth.
But people have been getting sick since the day one. I will tell you, you do got to worry about your immune system. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Do what you can. COVID is very real.
Yeah.
It could be very.
You don't
damaging.
want it, but you don't want the flu. You don't want West Nile virus.
You don't want any of it.
You don't want any of it. And if you do get it, and you're going to get exposed, have an immune system that kicks it out.
Yeah,
and
or research some of the therapeutics that work, and I know you're familiar with them. You've told me about them.
Ivermectin as well as hydroxychloroquine.
I never took those, but I've heard a lot of people like you, and they told me it works.
Yeah, I pay attention to the doctors that have saved lives and on it and stuff, and those are the guys I look to. Versus your neighbor. I mean, look to the technicians that are working on it. that are afraid to go real public. I mean, some of them have gone public and gotten spanked.
Isn't that strange, though?
Well, because it doesn't fit the narrative that the only solution is vaccine. If you say, see, they're pushing the vaccine so hard, the only solution is vaccine. They don't want to talk therapeutic or anything that's going to, arrest the problem.
I know we only got a second. Why do you think they're pushing the vaccine so hard?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I know it's money. You always got to follow the money and all that kind of stuff.
So you think money, maybe?
Well, keep in mind, all these politicians have been heavily donated to by pharmaceutical companies.
So maybe even Mitch McConnell?
I don't know. Could be. I haven't researched it, but it wouldn't be surprising. But I'm always skeptical about all that. I got to take a break. It's top of the hour. It's already 8 o'clock. I'm going to be back, and I'll turn the phone lines back on. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
You may be right. I may be crazy. Oh, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the lights.
From the 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating Studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A surprising jump back up in jobless claims.
Economists have been hoping this week would see a new pandemic low in the number of people filing for unemployment benefits for the first time. However, there were 419,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week, an increase of 51,000.
Fox's Ginny Casola. The housing market picked back up in June, snapping a 4-month streak of declines. Previously owned home sales rose 1.4% from May, 23% higher than a year ago, and the median price home buyers paid, $363,000, was a new record high. All amid a spike in COVID cases, nearly triple 2 weeks ago.
Well, top health officials in the Biden administration and also some White House officials reportedly having talks about whether to reimpose that recommendation for masks, regardless whether you've had the vaccine or not.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. In areas with lower vaccination rates, COVID's really getting worse. Missouri had the most daily cases since mid-January, so it's trying what Ohio and other states did. Fox's Jeff Manasso explains live.
Dave, Missouri is now offering $10,000 to people as an incentive to get vaccinated. The state's program giving 900 people over the next 3 months the chance to win cash or education grants.
It's important if it does work and it tries and gets more people vaccinated, that's great, and that's the whole purpose of it.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson using state and federal COVID funds for its Vax lottery as health officials report a continued spike of infections there tied to the highly contagious coronavirus Delta variant. Dave.
Jeff, the largest wildfire out west, called the Bootleg Fire in Oregon, has now burned 625 square miles, destroying 67 homes. It and nearly 200 other wildfires out west have made it smoky and hazy, moving all the way across to the East Coast. America's listening to Fox News.
Have you been putting off life insurance for a while? With the long application process, medical exams, and blood tests, it's no wonder you put it off. It can seem so confusing, expensive, and time-consuming. But Ethos is a new kind of life insurance. Ethos is built with you in mind. Instead of a medical exam, you only have to answer a few health questions. Our application is 100% online and can be done in about 10 minutes. You might even get same-day coverage. At Ethos, we match you with the right policy and the right price for you from top-rated carriers, with no medical exams and no blood tests. Now you can spend less time sorting through confusing paperwork and more time with the loved ones you want to protect. Go to ethoslife.com today to apply in minutes. That's ethoslife.com. Ethos Technologies, Inc. operates in California as Ethos Life Insurance Services. Not available in all states, and price is subject to underwriting and certain health questions.
Morning News is brought to you by Sprague Sports on 32nd Street, Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters and responsible gun ownership since 1956.
Wokeness is destroying America. In just a few months, Biden has taken America from energy independent to gas running out. And now most of us are paying 50 to 75% more at the pump. Arizona, blue ain't your color. This is Dr. Bob Branch with the Power of Five. Conservative candidates will need an army of volunteers to make this state red again and to defeat wokeness. Please go to thepower5.com today to find out how to volunteer.
Consumer habits have certainly changed in the last year. Think about your life and what's different from about 1 year ago. Your customers have had a similar experience. The world has reopened, but it doesn't guarantee that people still remember your business. Let Greater Yuma know your business is open and what you can offer people in this reopened world. Start inviting people to do business with you all over again. Learn how at yumaadvertising.com.
At Yuma Investment Group Wealth Management, they believe they manage money for their clients differently from many other advisors in Yuma. Their way works in close alignment with their clients' goals. Yuma Investment Group is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor. When it comes to helping clients pursue a comfortable retirement, they're clearly different. Visit yumainvestmentgroup.com and find out why investors switch to them. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for a free service call with completed repair. Don't forget, we're always on time, or you don't pay in time. Always on time, or you don't pay. Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark with you. Johnny's in studio.
Good morning.
Hyundai of Yuma, advertisers of the show. And they're out there on 32nd Street, just, go over and take a test drive. That's how you do it, Johnny. You got to take a test drive. You got to get behind the wheel and take a look at the car. More than just a warranty, which is nice. It's nice to have that satisfaction. It's America's best. 5 years, 6,000 miles, 10 years, 100. But heck, you got to live with it. You got to drive it. Does it fit me? Does it fit my space and all that? Is it fun to drive? Is it enjoyable? Can I get to Phoenix not fatigued? I tell you, I talked to brother Carl, who he's got that new Elantra that has that steering that steering correction in it, keeps you in the lane. He can drive to Phoenix and not make a single steering correction because the car is always making little corrections to keep it between the white lines while it's on highway. Great service. You get there less fatigued. It doesn't mean you get to read, start doing texting or anything because you still pay attention, but it's electronics and all that is really good. But test drive it. Take a look at that and tell me what you think of it. But it's amazing. The first time I was in a car like that on the highway, and it's keeping it straight and all that, but then we come up to a curve and I'm just kind of like, what's going to happen? Your hands are on the steering wheel, but you're not doing anything. You just kind of got them resting there. And it turns the steering wheel and everything, turns it right around the corner. Kind of a nice deal. So you save that fatigue, you save everything, but get over and test drive them. Tell me what you think, but you're going to enjoy it. Johnny, I said I was going to bring in some other stories, but here's one about a naked woman.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Apparently, in Santa Ana, California, a body shop, S&C Auto Body Shop, said they heard a woman yelling for help. So they looked around like, where's his voice coming from? Couldn't find it. So they called.
Okay, hold on. It's a body shop. A
body shop for automobile.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm thinking where my mind goes is a trunk.
No.
Okay.
But they looked around, couldn't find it, called the police. Police came out. And they got up on the roof of the body shop and looked down and saw the woman trapped between two walls. She was without clothing and upside down. And the space was 1 foot. They couldn't get in to help her. Ooh. They couldn't do anything from the outside to free her. She couldn't move. She was in pain, screaming upside down.
Jeez.
In 12 inches of wall without any clothing.
Oh my goodness.
Well, of course, the firemen come in and, that's what they do. Police,
thank God for our firemen.
Yeah, they come in, like, trying to figure this out. Only thing they could do, they cut a hole in the wall. They're good at that, too. They cut a hole in the wall to be able to, free this woman up, reach in and free her up, which they did. And apparently she went to the hospital. They didn't know that she suffered any injuries as much. Not clear. But she was taken to the hospital for evaluation. But How does someone magically appear in a wall? I mean, she didn't walk in. She
Russ,
was upside down.
Russ, the world is a magical place.
I mean,
let's just leave it at that.
How does that happen? I mean, her clothes are gone. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was like a Terminator where she came back from the future.
Time travel. I'm thinking time
travel. And she came back from the future, and rather than appearing in an alley with no clothes on, she appeared between a wall. So it was a bad luck.
Yeah, it was
just bad luck.
In the future, they don't got the GPS all figured out yet, and sometimes you get put in between a wall.
I wish I knew her story. I don't know it. How you end up upside down naked.
I'm going with time travel.
Time travel. I think I'm with that. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good, sir. How are you?
Listen, we got a couple of minutes.
Go ahead.
Listen, the communists have an agenda here. Now, Biden and his bunch, they think they've got to keep the black race dumb and stupid. I'm relaying messages I picked up off the internet. These are not my words.
Okay.
To maintain that stupidity among the black races, they have to have this race crap going on that teach them that the founding fathers are racist, history is racist. They're going to get to engineering, mathematics. It's all racist. It's all invented by the white guy. So by doing that, it's going to create emotions. Emotional people are easier to indoctrinate into violence.
Yeah.
This is my take on it.
Well, and I think everyone's going to agree with that. You know, this critical theory, and they call it critical theory, it's been used for years. They're just using race here in the United States. That's all.
The white people called it critical race theory. The blacks did not do that. They have the abolitionist crew that Obama Education Department has endorsed. Now he's trying to say, back it up. But they contributed $11,000 to have that book published and sent to our schools.
Right.
Now, COVID was weaponized to shut down the schools. That is to get the kids in a lackluster mode. You know what lackluster mode is? You put your little VCR so they go in a standby mode. That's where the kids' brains are parked. Now, when they come back to school, their little wheels in their brains begin to spin, and the first thing they're looking at is on the blackboard this critical race theory crap. You understand?
Well, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I just said it's a technique that's been used for years.
But I've got grandkids, Russ, and and they got parents, and this is where I got this. I'm not one of these people to defend this crap that you defend in our schools. Our schools are controlled by the Department of Education, which I've always called the 10th plank of the Communist Manifesto.
Yes,
Jimmy Carter did that.
Right.
But you're not of the opinion that our schools are controlled by the government, but they are. They got $80 billion divided by 50 states that controls the curriculum. And if you don't buy into that, then we're not fixing nothing.
All
because the Democrats and the communists with this liberal arts crap, that I got expelled from school back in 1956 on because I wouldn't take it. In my school, it was mandatory. I said, well, I'm not taking it. Because my father and my mother knew what it was. They said, my son ain't taking it. So they expelled me. And they were working on to expel me from the Oklahoma school system. You know what expulsion means, don't you? You got to go to another state. Now, so communism has been alive and well on the local government level, says Woodrow Wilson. And we keep denying that. And this is the success that the Communist Party has over our dumb-ass, stupid independence. That's right.
All right, buddy.
All right. But you need to be teaching people about liberal arts in schools. This is an indoctrination process guaranteed by the Department of Education. They control the curriculum. You need to be telling people that. Now, my kids would not be going to a public school system today. If I had to homeschool them myself, that's where it would be.
And we have those choices. We do. I like it.
Well, if they got ignorant parents, Russ, remember, fruit don't fall far from the tree. If you got dumbass parents, you got dumbass kids. If you got doctors in your family, the lineage of doctors is continued usually in that family. You know that.
I do know that. Yes, you got a better chance of being a doctor if Daddy was one. Yeah, that's true.
So let's get new blood implemented into the system. Let's educate everybody to be doctors and whatever they qualify.
Well,
but we don't do that. Instead, we take these ignorant basketball players and football players, and they're stupid. We guarantee them they guarantee them admittance by maintaining a 1.5 GPA, and they're going to Baylor to be a doctor.
Well, that's some of them probably. Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Well, not
They
everybody.
all do that.
There's
They all do that.
no, that's a lie. That is a lie. We've got some professional athletes
No.
that have had top.
Maybe the white players, maybe the white
It has nothing to
racist
do with
players.
race. It has nothing to do with race.
No.
But,
Colin Kaepernick.
You're picking out an individual, but it has nothing to do with race.
Colin Kaepernick is a troublemaker.
Yeah.
He the only college that gave him a scholarship was Reno.
And that's an individual.
That's the only one,
Yes.
and
Okay.
he took it.
That's fine. That happens in every race. Every race has people
There
that
you go
that
with your
have had
defense crap.
excellent.
There you go, Russ. I
What?
think you are a communist sometimes
Okay,
with
I'm-
your defense so
Well,
quickly.
I'm a member of the CCP. I don't know if that's communist or not, but
TCP? You talking about the teachers union?
no, I'm not. Okay, but you can call me a communist if you want, OG. I'm okay
No.
with that.
I said you're talking like one. I
No,
didn't call you that.
I'm telling you, it is not true what you said that everybody. I'm telling you, I know a lot of athletes that are 4-0 and
All right,
and
okay.
top of the list, and they're getting.
Okay. I'll untrack it. We'll say 90% of them.
I don't know what the numbers are, but
90%. Well, yeah. And I had a daughter that attended Baylor College of Medicine. And her biggest issue among the other medical students was these college guys didn't even have to attend classes, but yet they got grades by the boosters.
and I understand that has existed. It's happened at
You're
schools.
defending. That's why Arizona rates 47. Well,
Okay.
I think they moved it up to 38 now. 38 out of 50 states they rate academically because of people thinking this way.
We're heading in the right direction.
Well, I just
That's
want
what
to
you're
fix
saying.
things. That's why I don't get involved in Arizona politics, because I want to tell you. They wouldn't even let me vote. They want me to do a provisional ballot, and you haven't done anything about that.
Okay.
You think that's okay. No, a provisional ballot, folks, means that there's a 99% chance that not going to count your vote. That's what it means.
I don't believe that number. No.
Provisional means in case the other vote is found to be wrong, they'll count that one.
That's correct. That is correct.
Well, they don't find them wrong, right? They haven't been one person prosecuted for the counting the votes. They haven't been. I looked everywhere I could find. I'd like for Brown to come back on your program and apologize to me. I really would.
All right. Oh,
All right. You have a good day.
Bye bye. Me and OG were disagreeing today.
Yeah, I had to take off my headphones for a little bit there.
Was that funny?
Well, it was. Yeah, you were pretty funny, but I don't like the race thing. But
I don't either, and
I
it's
don't
not
like it.
true, especially when it's not true.
It's not true. I
Look,
follow sports. And
has there been sports people that have been pushed through? Well, it's well documented. There's been cases that we know about that's happened, but there's also a lot of sports people. I mean, professionals that have come out, and they are excellent businessmen. They have great educations. And they're all races. It has nothing to do with race, and but to come out and say all sports people are dummies, I mean, I ain't gonna do that.
No, and there's even on the Phoenix Suns, there's people going to
there's diversity out there.
Yeah, you can check the Suns. That one kid, he's doing great in college, and he's taking the.
But if you don't agree with OG, you're not a communist. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that was pretty intense, man.
He's excited.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it, but
I appreciate him. But that was over.
People pick on the Colin Kaepernick, and he's definitely used for one side of the conversation.
Kaepernick is terrible. There's
Yeah.
no question. I mean, everything he does, I disagree with pretty much. But and I just don't understand why anybody would want them on his team, because he is a lightning bolt to just problems.
Yeah.
And those are going to affect the team's performance.
But yeah, that's
if you care about football, you're not going to have.
That's one
Kaepernick.
guy versus
everybody.
Yeah, so
but we've had some excellent people, and maybe some dummies. I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever.
Who knows? Where was? Oh, I want to talk about deadliest animals on earth. See, he wanted to talk about me being a communist. I'm going to change it to the deadliest animals on earth. Do you know the number one deadliest animal on earth?
I do not. Probably in Australia, though. I heard Australia has a bunch of them.
Mosquito.
A mosquito?
Yeah, responsible for 750,000 deaths a year, according to the...
Would not have guessed a mosquito.
Yeah. Okay, what's number two?
Well, geez, number one started with a mosquito.
Well, look at the... I mean, they just... they're going to push disease,
diseases,
transmit diseases and stuff. What's number two?
I'm throwing off my game, man. I don't know.
Humans. Most dangerous animal is humans. That's the answer.
Huh.
We were looking for what is a human.
All right.
All right.
Where do these numbers come from? So like, part
of it come from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and World Health Organizations and others.
Oh, great!
Accumulated,
upstanding organization. Sounds like. Huh?
Yeah, they probably do keep track of some of these deaths per year.
So, what is their justification for saying humans, that we kill animals, we kill each other, we kill mosquitoes?
All of the above. It says 437,000 deaths a year is what they've averaged out for the humans, and I'm sure that has to do with Chicago, Minneapolis, those kind of things.
Yeah, Detroit.
We know they're very bad. And this is in the world. Number 3, I'm completely lost. 100,000 people will die a year of snake bites. Not in the United States so much. We're not that. And I think in Arizona there was like 2 or something. In a year, but there's not that many snake bites. We got antibiotics, and apparently, and I read the other day that like only less than 1% of snake bites are actually going to be fatal. They don't always administer poison, but
venom. But yeah,
But I'd die of a heart attack. I just got bit by a snake. Dogs are 4th with 35,000 a year. Dogs can be dangerous, depending on how they rage.
Cats look more evil, but dogs, I'll tell you what.
Well, cats, if they could kill,
they
would be the top.
They would.
They'd outdo mosquitoes.
They'd be number 1, man.
Tsetse fly is number 5 with 10,000. And that's something, tsetse fly, another one, disease things. And then, I don't know what a kissing bug is. Another bug that carries diseases or whatever. 12,000. Freshwater snails. What? They carry parasitic worms. I'm sure this is in other countries. I've never heard, be careful of the snails when you go swimming or something.
Like, do people eat them and get this parasite and die from it? Is that like they can't distinguish between an edible and a non-edible snail? Does it have any?
Doesn't say.
Interesting.
Doesn't say whether they're eating them. Ugh. I just assume they're not, but I guess they do. Escargot.
It's not bad.
Crocodiles get in there around number 10. Roundworms are number 8. Tapeworms are number 9. So I guess
I don't like either of them.
Man, I don't know this. A hippopotamus kills 500 people a year.
Oh, those hippos.
Sharks? None have happened in Arizona, to my knowledge. Elephants at 500. Elephants and hippos are bad.
Where are sharks at?
Sharks were 15th. They were 6 deaths a year. 6.
Yeah.
And yet you make movies about it. Jaws should have been hippo movie.
Right?
We kill hippos, not sharks. Wolves kill 10 people a year. Lions kill 22. And that's about it. Those are the dangerous animals out there. Most of them are just mosquitoes and bugs and stuff. Worms, tapeworms, roundworms, tsetse flies, kissing bugs, and humans.
It's pretty interesting that we do have a natural fear of sharks. Well, a natural fear of the ocean.
Why?
Just in general. Well, just being out there is kind of scary, and then
more people die by lightning.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But you just have this natural fear that when you're out there of these sharks, it's kind of ingrained in you. And then you got Shark Week with shark attacks and these different things.
I think Jaws ruined the whole thing just ruined the reputation of sharks.
I guess so. It was a great movie, though.
Still scary.
It is, yeah. They did a great job, but
still scary.
We should have a mosquito movies, huh?
But I think the marketing people for sharks have been working on the image. That's why they did Baby Sharks. Trying to up the image on those kind of things. But I don't know. You think that's working for them?
The sharks must have lobbyists or something. I don't know.
I think they do. They put the baby sharks out trying to make them seem like they're not so dangerous and everything. I got to take a break. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
Ping pong.
Weather is brought to you by Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros, with 4 locations to serve all of your tire needs.
With the persistent monsoon moisture,
We've got a slight chance of a thunder shower today, 108 the high. Tomorrow's dry, 105, but a few thunderstorms Saturday and scattered showers and storms Sunday. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and known for guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
United Kia wants to buy your vehicle, and we'll pay you top dollar for it. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Don't wait and miss this great opportunity to sell your car for more than it's worth. Bring your car to United Kia on Highway 86 at Ayton Road for a quick appraisal and drive home in your new ride or with a heavier wallet. United Kia will buy your car. Visit UnitedKiaImperial.com today.
PhD Professional Home Doctor.
When it rains, it pours. And when it pours through a leak or a pipe breaks, it means water damage to your home. Choking mold can result, not to mention the mess. Hi, it's Mike Miller from PhD. If you experience flood or water damage, you need to act quickly. With 24-hour emergency service, trust PhD, the professional home doctors, to return your home to its pre-loss condition. PhD, Professional Home Doctors, 341-911-1.
Love was only true in fairy tales.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Johnny's in studio, and I have a caller on the line. Good morning. Mike, what's up? How are you?
Empty. Say, don't forget to add sugar to the list of killers.
Nope, I'm not going to do it. It's only animals. Sugar's not an animal.
Okay, I'll grant you that, but it should be on that list.
Well, so should tobacco and fentanyl.
Killers.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. They are killers.
Hey, you want to talk real quick about economy and energy?
Do it.
How it works?
Do it.
I'm a trucker. 1/3 of everything you purchase got to you to purchase from energy. We're talking about diesel, gasoline. So when you hear people say, let's get rid of that, what they're really saying is, you don't want to eat.
No, I don't.
The farm product,
I'm going to disagree with you. I think what people think is that we can do electricity and that we don't need fossil fuels. And I agree. Theoretically, we could replace everything with non-fossil fuel, but the technology is going to take decades to
in the meantime, you don't eat. Because that food, it's 1,100 miles for the average product.
I agree.
That you put in your basket.
If fossil fuels in the morning, tomorrow morning, didn't exist and we couldn't get it, people would die.
You couldn't eat. The farmer couldn't raise the crop in the field.
As it stands right now, people would die because we have not developed any alternative that can take it over. Yeah.
Let's take that one step further. In Yuma, when you're running a business, I ran a business in Yuma, you're not a successful owner until you overcome the problem in the summer. Well, you can do it. You can be successful in the winter, but can you be successful in the summer?
You know, when I first moved here, I was told you might as well just close down for a couple weeks or so in the summer. Don't expect anything. You got to make your money in the winter. I disagreed with it then. That was 1994. And I developed my business where it was profitable year-round.
But there's different ways. People have different techniques of how they do that.
Yeah, I did different markets. There was different stuff to do.
You have to operate differently in the summer versus the winter.
Sure.
We can go along with that, can't we?
Sure, and that's what I did. And I still do.
Exactly.
It's not going to get much hotter today than it is going to be today. I mean, it's hot. And my business is thriving. I'm doing record sales now. And I'll do more in the summer.
But my point is,
in the winter, I mean. Yeah.
my point is, you do have to make adjustments. Even anybody working hey, it's summertime. We need to do a spin flow.
But if you have a mindset that you can't, then you won't. You're right.
I didn't say we can't. I said you got to change a little bit in the summer versus the winter.
I'm actually agreeing with you. I'm saying if you take a negative attitude, then you're going to fail. You're right. Exactly.
So when we go from a completely energy independent economy, which is 30% of everything we eat, we buy, we earn, 30% of the economy is basically staying in the country. So when we're switching, which is what we're doing, to buying foreign, 30% of our economy goes out of the country.
Sure.
And that's what's happening right now. We had a big explosion in the economy because 30% stayed in the economy.
I don't know those numbers. I mean, I don't know, but I understand that a lot of our stuff goes overseas, and we buy too much overseas. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
we're net importer.
Under the Obama economy, 30% left the country, didn't come back.
Possibly true. Are you still honking the horn, or is someone honking at you?
No, I'm in a repair shop for semis.
Oh.
There's a ton of semis all around me.
That's a good place to be if you got a repair need to go down. Hey, I got to run, my friend. I do appreciate the call.
Later.
See ya. Bye. Mike there, the trucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he's right about the economy and how people don't understand the relationship of how we get our food and how the mechanics work.
Everything works on fossil fuels right now. So
yes, sir.
Without that, we're in trouble. But it doesn't mean there can't be alternatives, but they haven't developed.
It takes a while to get there.
They haven't developed it yet. I mean, they're getting pretty impressive stuff, but it's not ready to go to take everything over. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, Doc in the Foothills.
Hey, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Hey, morning. The guy before the last call there, boy, he's got to lighten up.
Yeah, he was pretty tense today. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, he really likes to get in the pulpit, doesn't he? What I called about was I sent it to you, and it's proof that the whole Corona thing is a fraud. And under the Patriot Act, these people are eligible for the death sentence. And they have it on written verbatim notes, emails from Fauci to other people about we have to really promote this thing for basically follow the money.
Yeah.
For investors to make money on it. Isn't that absolutely disgusting? Knew it from day one, and the number of increases of these cases. The inventor of the test said that this is not a test for the coronavirus. And there's so many false positive tests, you can't really rely on it.
Doc, can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Did you check? Is this a reliable source? Because I know there's a lot of information out there, and then you do some digging, and it was just some.
He's reading it. He's reading it right off the text from Fauci from the emails.
Oh,
verbatim.
gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So no, this isn't. This is no. We're going to no. This is verbatim. So you can't. It's. So in other words, Fauci lied in front of Congress with Rand Paul, which we knew that, and disproves it with his emails.
So you're saying the emails are become the smoking gun of because COVID is real, obviously, because people are getting sick, people are dying. So that is actual real, and people should be concerned and take care of themselves. But you're saying what's behind it?
People that die of the flu too, and of colds, respiratory infections, secondary pneumonia, and so forth. So when this initially started, Rush Limbaugh came on and said, this is no worse than a regular flu. And then it just snowballed from there, and he just shut up about it.
Yeah.
Yes, people die. No more people are dying every month in this country than any other year.
So
Matter of fact, the last few months, I believe, were less than what normally dies. And there was this couple down there, her folks got killed in a car wreck, and they listed it as corona deaths. And she has a hell of a time getting the insurance because the the automobile insurance company wouldn't cover it. It was corona death.
So I had COVID, so I do got to say, to me, it felt worse.
I imagine it's tough, yeah. Upper respiratory infection like that, yeah.
Yeah, to me, I was knocked out. I was in bed for about 7 days, which I'm never usually like that. And so it did feel worse. So I wouldn't say it's not any worse. at least in my own experience, and that's what I can go from. So I tell people to be careful, be cautious, and do what they can to prepare their body and their immune system.
Certainly.
But real quick question: have you ever heard of the documentary called House of Numbers?
No.
Check out House of Numbers, and it'll explain a little bit. Yeah, House of Numbers. Yes, sir. And you could find it. It's hard to find. YouTube used to have it. I don't know if they took it off, but you can put it in DuckDuckGo, and it explains how you use numbers to play some games and how they did it back in the day with HIV and AIDS. And Fauci is in the documentary, and the CDC and a lot of the same characters, and how they funneled money with the AIDS epidemic. And so check out House of Numbers. I think you'll like it, and that give you some reference points.
Now, Doc, I went and looked at what you sent me. It's a 52-minute video. You know, the homework is getting heavy from you.
Oh, no, it's about 6 to 8. No, the first 6 to 8 minutes is all I need. That covers it all.
All right. Well,
you don't have to listen to the whole thing because he's got it. He's got it right there. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that this virus will affect some people and really knock them on their rear. I'm not saying that at all. But possibly the regular flu virus would have done the same thing. I don't know. This is strictly a respiratory. It's my understanding, a respiratory infection. My oldest son, intensive care physician, when it first started, they were putting him on ventilators and so forth, and they found now that that's not the thing to do with the hydroxychloroquine or the ivermectin and dexamethasone. These people are snapping out of it in just a matter of a few hours, getting much better.
All right.
So now they learned how to treat this. But initially we didn't. We were treating it like a regular viral pneumonia, and it was causing problems because it wasn't responding the way it normally would. And this vaccine, as I just sent you, Russ, it is not a vaccine. It does not promote antibodies.
Oh.
So this is why, 47% of the people that fully vaccinated are getting it again, getting the virus. That's why, because it's not a vaccine.
So you're saying by your research, it doesn't give you the antibodies that you need?
Correct. It doesn't form the antibodies you need.
Well, I'm going to have to run.
That is with herd immunity.
I'm going to have to run that by Dr. J.
Like everything else.
I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah, well, we'll look at that. Look at the first 6 to 8 minutes, and that will tell you everything.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Appreciate
it. You guys.
Bye-bye. Doc.
Well, hey, my thing is I see a lot of that stuff, and it's very inflammatory at first, and so you got to go back and you got to do your research and make sure it's credible. And
sure.
But yeah, for clarification, COVID is very real, so you got to take care of yourself.
Well, yeah, but a lot of that is staying healthy and taking the right vitamins and boost that immune system.
Yeah, boost your immune system the best you can. Keep yourself healthy.
Talk to
Vitamin
your doc
D.
on how do you do that? Vitamin D is a big one. They did studies early on that showed the COVID deaths, a very high percentage was vitamin D deficient.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the early studies. You're correct. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Biden has estimated the FDA will fully approve COVID-19 vaccines shortly. He said that maybe in the beginning of the school year, maybe the end of August, beginning of September, October, but they'll get approval.
So they're not approved now?
No. It's always been experimental. They haven't got FDA approval. They haven't.
So what does that mean?
Food and Drug Administration has not approved it. Normally would not be distributed until after that. Mm-hmm. But this one on an emergency basis was approved for distribution, but it's still an experimental drug at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the feeling is, and this the whole Biden push is vaccine, and to get you to take that shot. And there has been, at least they said they've been doing some studies, and that many people that are deniers of vaccines or hesitants or whatever have said it's not even FDA approved. So they want to take that away and make sure it gets the FDA approval.
So does that cause any hesitancy for you that it's not FDA approved? No. You just have natural hesitancy.
But I'm abnormal.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I don't have any hesitancy. If I would take it if I thought I needed it.
Oh, if you needed it because you already had it, right? Or
I've already got the antibodies.
Yeah,
why would I want a vaccine that theoretically gives me what I already have?
Okay, fair enough.
Why would I want that?
Fair enough.
And why do I want to go through the possibilities of having an adverse effect, which there have been a high number of adverse effects, not a high percentage, a high number.
High number. Okay.
There's two different things. Percentage-wise, it's not that many, but it's still a lot of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that have had adverse effects.
That makes sense.
The FDA has accepted Pfizer's application last week for full approval. Now they've accepted the app. Apparently, the other companies have too. Johnson & Johnson was last month, and Moderna was last month. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the expert on the whole thing.
Science himself.
Mr. Science. He says, he said in an interview this month that the data for the vaccines are about as good as it gets.
All right.
I would be astounded if these vaccines, namely the mRNA, and the J&J didn't get full approval.
Mm-hmm.
They're both different. J&J is more traditional on the vaccines. The other was some RNA issue. We'll see, but they're pushing now because I don't think these politicians are not going to let go of the vaccine issue.
Well,
that seems to be their whole big thing, and I don't really get it. I mean,
from what I've studied, from what I looked into, and again, you got to do your own research, is that a lot of the money up front to get these vaccines made are given by, like Bill Gates and certain foundations and stuff. So they push out the money at first, but they need to recoup their money by distributing the vaccine. So that's how they make their money back, is the government buys the vaccines and then distributes them and gives them to people, because the people on the beginning end for a lot of the research and development all the way into the until it becomes to market, there's people funding that. Well, the way they get their money back is by the government buying them and distributing them. So that our government can buy them and give them to China, give them to India, whatever. But the people in the beginning need to make their money back, is what I've researched.
Well, I think the United States government offered. I mean, they think they paid for that.
Yeah, they pay. Yeah.
I just got a note that from one of my observer that this morning there were some white Russians that came up across into the United States, illegally.
The drink?
That's what I'm thinking. It's a cocktail, right?
Yeah, that's a drink.
Why would you say white Russian?
Aren't
they? I mean, they're European. Russians are European, and just like China, they don't have a melting pot of a community. It's mostly just Russians or.
Well, there's an Asian.
Are there?
There's an Asian
white Russians. So that's
I think it is Asian.
I say if it's a cocktail, I'm going to go down and greet them.
Yeah.
We'll see what that is. But just another. I mean, look. The border is not about people from Mexico. In fact, there's not that many people from Mexico because, and I forget which title it is, that they can turn them right back due to COVID. And Obama's trying to do away with that because he would like to.
You mean Biden?
Oh, yeah, Biden. I'm sorry. Biden.
Biden. There we go. Yeah, it's close enough, I guess.
He's trying to do away with that so that we can get more people coming in illegally. He wants to do away with that loophole where they can turn the Mexicans right back into country.
Yeah,
for COVID reasons, I guess. I think that's it. But
yeah, we got more people coming from South America and other countries.
Well,
like
yeah, that. And not that many Mexican nationals, which he needs to fix that. Biden's working on fixing that problem.
So, okay, so fixing that problem would just create a problem for us, correct?
Oh, correct. He wants more. He wants more. No Cubans.
No Cubans.
And no Afghani interpreters. But let's get everybody else. We'll be right back. AM 560.
Tune in each morning for the Fox News Rundown, brought to you by Yuma International Airport. Start your flight out right with breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Brewers before your flight. Enjoy the calm, relaxing atmosphere and let your local airport family take care of you. Fly local and fly Yuma.
Summer heat is on the way. Time to check or replace your air conditioning system. This is Russ Clark from my friends at Quick Refrigeration. Yes, new systems are still 30 to 40% more efficient than a unit 10 years old. So call Quick Refrigeration, your trusted technician, keeping you cool since 1955. Also, experts in plumbing and tankless water heaters. Don't wait until your AC system goes down. Call the best in town, Quick Refrigeration.
Quick refrigeration, quick refrigeration. We get you cool quick.
H&R Block has many options to make filing your taxes easy. Our tax pros can help you get your max refund with or without the office visit. Drop in, drop off. Or a tax pro can even do your taxes virtually. Send some pics from your phone without leaving home. Just another way Block has your back.
All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
So when you need a hand with your taxes, H&R Block is here for you. Drop off your taxes today at their offices in Yuma, the Foothills, or San Luis, and let their experienced tax professionals help get your taxes won.
United Nissan is making it easy to buy a new or used vehicle this summer. We've been stocking up our inventory with trade-ins, lease returns, and quality used vehicles. And now we're ready to unleash these deals in the valley. Visit UnitedNissanImperial.com today and browse our huge selection of trucks, SUVs, and sedans. All readily available at the palm of your hand. Shop the car you want, where you want, and get the price you love. Come by and say hi or shop us online at UnitedNissanImperial.com.
Hope lives here in California, but during these challenging times, we could all use a little extra support. Visit calhope.org for free COVID-19 emotional support resources, or call our warm line at 1-833-317-4673.
Introducing the newest and largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Looking to sell or trade your car? We're always in need of quality used vehicles and will pay top dollar for yours. Our local professionally trained service technicians will inspect your vehicle and give you that extra peace of mind while on the road. United Toyota, located on Highway 86 between Imperial and El Centro. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com.
Hey Yuma, Tío Gordo of Birreria El Gordo here, bringing you the best certified Angus beef birria in all of Yuma. Have you heard the buzz? All the attention we're getting on social media and the love we're getting from the community is for a reason. Come try our queso tacos or our tacos dipped in consommé. They will leave you speechless. Our super popular birria ramen will have you wanting more. The birria pizza is not only unique, but will make your taste buds go. Bring the family in. Tío Gordo also has family platters for everyone to share. We have amazing birria burgers and mind-melting birria grilled cheese sandwiches, birria fries, nachos, tortas, quesadillas, and anything you can think of.
And for a limited time, you can get a $50 gift certificate to Birria El Gordo for only $25. But you must log on right now to KBLUAM.com and click on the Half Off Yuma tab and get your Half Off Yuma deal now.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It's 8:45. Johnny's with me. It's 8:45 already.
Yes, sir.
Time just flying. 2 hours and 45 minutes in. But we're gonna get through it. Have to go back to work. That's the only bad thing about doing radio.
What's that?
When I get off, I got to go to work.
Oh, you got to go to work.
No, let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Do you think it makes any sense whatsoever, Russ? I want your input on this. Does it make any sense whatsoever that they are pushing for us to get vaccinated, pushing for us to be guinea pigs on a vaccine that's not even FDA approved, and telling us that we need to get inside, shut the doors, stay away from each other, 6 feet apart, no big family gatherings, yada. But yet, this senile loony in the White House, a senile, is opening the floodgates and letting all these illegal aliens in.
Nothing makes sense to answer your question. Nothing makes sense. Nothing. And I'm not.
So why should we take this whole? I mean, I understand we need to take it seriously. I understand that.
Sure.
I mean, COVID exists, folks.
Sure, it does.
Wash your hands, and yeah, you don't need to be hugging on each other. But does it make any sense at all that we have this senile lunatic in the White House saying we need to get vaccinated?
Yeah. No.
And pushing for this vaccine, it's all money. It's money, money, money.
I would feel better.
This bureaucrat, Fauci, I say Fauci because he stinks, is all, they're all in on it.
Yeah.
It's advertising dollars. You advertise these companies on your radio show. It's all advertising. This vaccine is advertising dollars for these bureaucrats and this Demrat party.
I don't know how they're getting the money, but there's money involved in that. I mean, there's a lot of money.
My God, there's billions involved.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a guinea pig, if you want to be, if you're going to, this is crazy.
I'm not
I don't understand this.
I'm not anti-vaccine, but it should be between you and your doctor, not you and your president.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Exactly. You want to be a guinea pig, you go right ahead. You want to be sheep, you go right ahead. Understand that there are side effects. And now they're finding out that this vaccine it's not even effective.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even working. So, congrats, you guys who got it. I hate to say this, but
it may have helped a lot of people. It may have saved a lot of lives.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It probably has.
It's not even. It hasn't even been studied enough. About what we are finding is that there are all these side effects that are coming out.
Yeah.
Blood clots, DVTs. I don't know what else. Migraines.
Yeah.
Respiratory symptoms. All in all, there's so many side effects. But what I'm saying is, my main question is, why is this goofball in the White House so adamant? Why are they pushing for this? Is what I'm asking. Why? And yet we're just going to let all these illegal aliens there. We don't even know what diseases they've got.
Well, he said if you don't get one, you're killing people. You're killing people if you don't get one. That's.
Well, you know what? I'd say the same thing about him. He's killing people.
Oh my gosh!
This is wrong.
He's killing interpreters in Afghanistan right now.
This whole Fauci. I mean, he's a fraud. And people aren't people seeing this? I mean, this is all. Look, the pharmaceutical companies, they pay billions and billions, from what I understand. So this is all money grabbing, and it's just wrong, man. And I mean, if you want to get the vaccine, like I say, get the vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Do it with your doctor, not with your president. Yeah.
But I'm not understanding why is he allowing all these illegal aliens in here, and yet So this tells me one thing: they're not taking this seriously. It's all money making. It's all politics. It's just I don't know. I'm out of words, but this is just not right, and people need to do their research.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly right. Do your research, talk to your doctors, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely right.
I don't. Anyways, you all have a great day, man.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye. I think you wore out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you're right. Do your research. Talk to your doctor. Between you and your doctor, between you and you and your research, find out what's the best medical decision for you, and not just this, but all aspects of life. Take some personal responsibility on how your health and how you operate day to day.
Here's what Biden said back in September of 2020. He said, "Let me be clear. I trust vaccines. I trust scientists, but I don't trust Donald Trump at this moment. The American people can't either." And that's back when he said he wasn't going to take the vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
including in Harris. Because I don't trust the politics.
Yep, Harris said it too.
He said, "I don't trust it." Now he's a politician telling me to get it. Well, maybe I don't trust Biden.
Mm-hmm. And you have that right to not trust him because the flip flop there. That's pretty glaring. That seems political. That seems like somebody's making it political.
Trump accused Biden at the time of promoting his anti-vaccine theories.
And that
was in September of last year.
Politics, man.
President Trump was discouraged that Biden was anti-vaccine theories, along with Harris anti-vaccine theories. Don't trust the science. I mean, I trust science. I don't trust anything because President Trump is doing it and all that. And he has expressing grave concern over the political pressure.
Yeah, so it shows you a lot of this stuff is political, and it's sad that.
Biden expressed concerns over the political pressure Mr. Trump has exerted over the government's approval process and accusing him of trying to rush out a vaccine for electoral gain. Scientific breakthroughs don't care about calendars any more than viruses does. They certainly don't adhere to election cycles, and their timing and the approval and their distribution should never be distorted by political consideration. It should be determined by science and safety alone. Now Biden says, just take it.
Yeah.
What about safety and all that and not rushing? This was him back in September. And they wouldn't even commit to taking it back then. In September, I'm not going to take anything that President Trump likes.
Well, they did a good job at making it seem like Trump was just a lunatic as well, and everything he said and everything he did, you couldn't trust. So that was par for the course.
But Trump's the only one I do trust. I mean, he at least speaks his mind. You get the truth from him, and it's usually consistent. Some people don't like it, but it's consistent. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ. Good morning. This is Jesse. How you doing?
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Johnny. Hey, I just wanted to throw a different angle at you, see what you think. today's my birthday, and I don't care about it. I mean, it's nothing special to me. The only reason why I care about it is the memory of my dad. I remember the birthday was so important.
That's a good reason. Yeah.
And to his children. And I remember sitting on customs when I was a baby on the top. We got sent to secondary in San Luis. And my dad, the customs official told my dad, "Sir, thank you, sir," and just treated my dad with such respect. And I remember my dad looking at me and telling me, "Mijo, in this country, I'm a sir." And I'll never forget that.
Wow.
He loved this country, and he saw the difference. Naturally, an immigrant sees the difference that when you come to this country, the way you're treated compared to other places. And it affected me so much. I remember that a public servant from my father's time always treated the citizenry with a lot of respect. Yes, sir. No, sir. And I don't see that from Dr. Fauci.
No.
I think an immigrant understands the relationship between a citizen and a public servant. And I think I could be wrong. Because I didn't go to college. I don't know a lot of things. But I do know that a citizen is the highest position you could hold in the United States. And I don't think, like a doctor, you are nothing unless the patient. A patient comes before the doctor. The doctor is there to serve. And so in every profession, if you're whatever you are in life, like Dr. Martin Luther King says, even if you're a street sweeper, we are there to serve the citizenry. The citizen is the highest position. And am I wrong in that aspect? That's the way my father taught me.
I don't think you're wrong at all. I like it, actually. You know,
that's a great point of view.
And we should respect everybody. You know,
it's
kind of weird.
You disrespected, when you disrespected the citizenry, you resigned in shame. And forever life, you will be shamed until you could get back in the good graces of the citizenry. For example, look at Richard Nixon. He resigned rather than because he lost the public trust.
Yeah.
And I don't think that exists today. The citizen, that's what separates us from the rest of the world.
I guarantee you it doesn't
public servant
exist.
is there. Yeah, and I just wanted to share that with you.
That's a great story about, look, they call me, I'm a sir in this country. That's and we get all this critical race theory stuff that like we're somehow a flawed country because we don't treat people with respect. And I know it's not true, but that just drives it home, you know.
If you listen to America the Beautiful by Ray Charles,
right?
He didn't just sing America the Beautiful. He goes, America, I love you, America. He turned it into a love song. I challenge everybody, go listen to Ray Charles. And that's the way the citizenry was, just one generation, just our father's generation ago. I love you, America. Now, it wasn't a romantic love. It was a noble love of brotherhood, a Philadelphia love, a brotherly love that we had for the citizenry. And we would rather resign our jobs and lose our jobs and be in shame than to hurt the public trust.
I like it a lot. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Okay.
All right,
talk to you later.
Take care. I didn't tell him happy birthday. He's obviously, hesitant. You see how much he hesitated before he told me it was his birthday? Because he's not about doing it for himself. But I don't care because I like him. So here, I'm going to play a birthday song for Jesse. Because he's a great guy. But it's great how Jesse's always talking about honor.
Yeah, that was a great
father.
Call. That was beautiful.
And the honor his father received at the border by calling him sir. But we still get that kind of respect from Border Patrol agents.
Yes, sir.
Government agents and people like that. Now, I agree with Jesse. It doesn't exist in the political realm like it was. It's unfortunate it doesn't exist in the political realm. But you see so much now that some of these guys are doing things that are just horribly wrong. And it's like, well, prove it.
Yeah, and it sounded like he was definitely referencing where he even brought up Fauci, and it seems like Fauci has lost the trust of the majority of the citizens here.
I think it's a majority, but as long as he's hanging on to close to 50%, Biden doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm as disappointed about the whole political vileness that exists and the causticness in the politics, which is so horrible that's out there.
It's very
too bad. But, so much we're relying on emotion and driving people on emotion versus logic. And the more we get into just the emotional stuff, that's more of the stuff that they do just doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't have to be. Like Harry Reid said, when he accused Mitt Romney of not paying any taxes, and then afterwards, after the election was over, Mitt Romney lost, and the taxes came forward, and it showed that Harry was lying. And it says, but Romney did pay. He says, yeah, but we won, didn't we? I mean...
Yeah, the end justifies the means.
Correct. And that, unfortunately, is too much. But it's not our country.
No, it's not the way the world should work, and it's not the way to really get ahead in the world. You got to treat others like you like yourself to be treated.
But it's not the way we work.
Love
either.
your neighbor.
I mean, really, you talk to police officers, you talk to people of authority, generally you're going to get the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You are. I mean...
Well, I feel in Yuma for sure. We got a great community here, and we got a lot of great people in office and different positions.
I go into place all the time that just get wonderful service and wonderful people. But the ones we remember is the ones that gave us bad service. But we need to stop and look, and we'll find that we're treated properly more times than negatively, and that still exists. We need to nurture it, buddy.
I'm with you.
We need to get it back, like Jesse said. To where the politicians and everything are feeling it, and that they have some respect for the citizenry and respect for themselves, and stop all this craziness and this vile attacks. I'm out of time, Johnny. It's been 3 hours. Thanks so much for coming in. I'll be back tomorrow, AM 560, KBLU.
'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.